And Darren's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael, fashion for everyone. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Blake and Aaron. Happy Monday. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Fantastic.
What you got
All
for us?
right. So, remember the scammer, the rental scammer?
Yes.
Yes. Well, she has pled guilty.
Oh, okay.
I know. Saving the court a little bit of time. In a way, I'm disappointed because that means that she automatically gets 1/3 shaved off of her sentence. Ugh. But anyway, she has pled guilty, and Judith Douglas, and so now she'll be heading to the sentencing phase. She's pled guilty to 32 counts, and trust me, there are way more than that. I think it's probably cut in half.
Wow.
Yes. So she's done some partial pleas, and all of this went down Friday, August 25th in Grand Court.
So what kind of time is she looking at?
I don't know, but I mean, given that she's a multiple repeat offender for the same sort of thing, I'm hoping at least 5+ years.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Because I mean, they'll have to again shave off time for a guilty plea and all sorts of other stuff. So Justice Cheryl Richard has ordered a psychological report and a social inquiry report for Douglas, and she's expected to be sentenced on October 20th. She remains in custody until then. So she's looking at a quote unquote lengthy sentence.
Yeah, none of that will be fun.
Yep. All right. So everyone is obviously paying attention to the tropics this morning. We have a lot of interest in Florida. So there's a WhatsApp group called Caymanians in Florida. If you live in Florida and you are Caymanian or connected to Caymanians, please check out this group. I'll send you I'm happy to, you can check her page actually. We've got the barcode. But Tropical Storm Idalia, I think that's how we're going to pronounce her name, is now forecast to become a major hurricane before it reaches the Gulf Coast of Florida. The risk continues to increase for life-threatening storm surge and dangerous hurricane-force winds for portions of the west coast of Florida and the Florida Panhandle beginning as early as late Tuesday. So obviously, if you live anywhere in Florida, I think you want to be paying attention very, very carefully to this storm.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, a lot of Caymanians live in the Tampa area, Sarasota, and so on. So we all are concerned as well for our loved ones there. So just prepare, I think, is the best advice. If you're on the coast, leave.
Yeah, it's forecast to be Category 3 or above when it makes landfall.
That's
and that is just a reminder. Category 3 winds are 111 to 129 miles per hour.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
That could be devastating,
catastrophic for sure. Yeah.
Moving fast, but it's named after it's a grandma name.
It's moving slow, actually. It's moving at 8 miles per hour.
Is what I meant.
I see.
But still,
we don't want high winds and slow speed.
Because they name all these hurricanes like old people names.
Yeah, except Hurricane Sandy. That's not an old person name.
No. But
all right.
It's like I mean, there's not many Aarons that I come across that are younger anymore.
That's true. What was the other name the other day? It was like
something that we couldn't. Yeah.
Like you don't hear.
We want to do a big
anymore.
Yeah.
We want to do a big shout out to the Cayman Islands Coast Guard officer Erica Rocket McBean. She's been appointed as a midshipman and a junior member of the leadership and management team at the Cayman Islands Coast Guard after successfully completing some training overseas. So she's been in Jamaica for a number of months, and she's now completed a 44-week initial officer training program, which was offered by the Caribbean Military Academy. So congratulations to her. This was done under the direction of the staff from the Directorate of Training and Doctrine of the Jamaican Defense Force. So there's 5 countries involved in this partnership, including the Cayman Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, and Uganda, as well as Jamaica.
Okay.
Well done. All right. Spanish soccer chief has been suspended after kissing a female player. Mm,
Saw that.
so inappropriate.
Wow. There's other
Anyway,
stuff going on with
FIFA
the Spanish Federation.
Mhm.
FIFA has made the decision to suspend Spanish Federation Chief Luis Rubiales from all football-related activities for 3 months on Saturday as it continues to investigate allegations that he gave a player an unwanted kiss on the lips after Spain's women won the World Cup last week. So FIFA said they've now opened a disciplinary proceedings against Rubiales after the incident with player Jenny Hermoso last Sunday in Sydney, and it's caused an uproar among players and fans.
Yeah, the team said they wouldn't play another game until he was removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous, really, that this kind of behavior is still considered acceptable. It's like,
I
come
didn't
on.
see it. I like,
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
there
you don't
video of that?
grab somebody by
There
the
was?
face and
Yeah.
just kiss them. That's
And what did it look like?
Grab.
Oh,
grab her
really?
face and kissed her. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Wow.
It was like, excuse
assault.
me. Yeah.
That's assault, folks. You can't do that anymore. You should have never been able to do it, but
Right.
hashtag me too. Like, definitely not this time.
No.
So she obviously 33-year-old forward. I don't think it was consensual.
No, she said she didn't.
Well, clearly the
want it.
team's in an uproar, so
Yeah.
it wasn't consensual.
So, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
there
And I
was.
mean, it looks like oh God, I'll send you the link. You
What
gotta
else?
watch it.
What else is going on?
I think there was like some one of the coaches grabbing someone's chest.
What?
Too. There's some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is ridiculous. This is 2023,
Mm.
folks.
Ooh,
We want to send out our regards to the family of community stalwart Brainard Watler. He's passed away early yesterday morning. Fan of the show, someone that we'd actually had the opportunity to interview. And that ironically enough, just on Saturday, I was going to call him this week to schedule another interview that we've been meaning to get to. And unfortunately, only to hear yesterday morning that he had passed away. So very, very sad. Yeah, really great guy, full of so much knowledge and information. Like, I feel like we've lost part of our history when we lose people like him, for sure. So sad, but really cool guy. So our condolences to his family. All right, folks, those are some of your news headlines this beautiful Monday morning.
All right, Sandy,
I think
thank
we're
you.
in for more rain forecasting.
Yeah, it won't be as much as yesterday. I mean, yesterday was
Yeah,
just,
I know, it's
it was
crazy.
just an indoor day all day.
Yeah.
Yep, watching TV.
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you coming up on Bobo 89.1 FM.
Thanks. Have a good one.
And then we'll see you tomorrow for the Tuesday headlines.
All right. Good morning, everyone. A happy Monday. Let me just grab some links. We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. So sit back, relax, relax, relax.
Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
Come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Bigger,
Better,
bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
Come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman,
Live, direct.
it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right, good morning, folks. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Rise and shine. I think most of you should be back into the full swing of things. Yes? It is Monday. I think everybody's back at school, which means that you as parents should be back at work as well. Ooh, yes, honey chill. All right, it's Monday. More rain is in the forecast, and we got a storm that we need to be talking about, and other things. Lots happened over the weekend, as most weekends are normally packed, chock full of all sorts of things happening in the community. So we're going to talk about some of those things. So thank you very, very much. I did see one or two people calling me. I was actually listening to the live stream, so I know exactly what you were calling about. And it is now resolved. All right, look at that. Look at us getting things done on a beautiful Monday morning. Okay, so we got a storm to talk about heading towards Florida. There is a WhatsApp group, folks. Lots of people I see joining it this morning. We posted it on Facebook. So it's called Caymanians in Florida. I see a bunch of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least about 20 people have joined this morning. If you have interest in Florida, and you know, Caymanians, we've got people all over the place, but I think Florida is definitely one of those locations where we have a lot of people. So yes, if you've got people in Florida, that you are concerned about, that you want to keep up with, this is the WhatsApp group that you want to be a part of. I see somebody messaging says, oh my God, I had no idea that this group even existed. until I saw it on CMR. Well, that's why we're here, folks. We're here to tell you what's going on in your respective community. We always got the sus for you. Big thank you to all of you who participated this weekend. There was a Caymanian student. She's actually working on her degree. I forget what it is, but she's doing a research paper for her, I don't know if it's her master's degree, but anyway, she's doing a research paper. And she was saying that she had a survey for her final project. She had a survey that needed to be done. She messaged me on Saturday morning around 8:30. She says, "Good morning, Sandy. I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. Sorry if my message comes at a bad time. My name is Tanisha Ebanks, and I'm currently trying to finish up my master's at a university in the UK. I'm doing my final research project on transport in Grand Cayman with a focus on public bus transport. I've reached out to many people that I know back home to complete an online questionnaire, but I've not been able to get enough participants. I'm not sure if this is something you can help with, but I thought I would at least politely ask." And I told her to please send the link. She says, "Thank you very much. Here's the link." And we posted it. And guess what, folks? You guys, as always, the CMR fam showed up for her. And she replied yesterday. She said, "Hey, Sandy, I was able to get more than enough responses." Yay! That's how we show up for our people. And I just wanted to mention that I'll be closing the survey midnight Cayman time. This was yesterday, just in case people attempt to complete it while I'm closing it. Very big thanks again. I would not have been able to get this many participants without your help. So congratulations, young lady, and good luck with your research paper. We're hoping to see great things. I don't know exactly what she's studying, like what her master's is in, but hopefully she will be back and, serving her community and doing us all proud here in the Cayman Islands. Bring that master's degree back, honey child. Hopefully we got a job for you. Some of the foolishness I've seen around, yeah. Anyway, we'll get to some of that conversation a little bit later on. Ooh, y'all be bold coming here and work permits, I must tell you. I've not quite seen anything like it in my life, but anyway, we'll discuss it. Good morning to the beautiful Miss Olivia. Sonia's in the house. Good morning, Miss Sonia Walker. Olivia says, "Good morning, everyone. Thank God I'm on the 34 early student front seat for me." What is the 34? Good morning to Miss Debbie. Vicky is in the house, and good morning to everyone. Miss Sonia is here joining us. Miss Sonia, are you back in the 345, or are you still in the UK? Strong Wilt is here saying good morning to everyone. No sound. Are you sure about that, honey chill? I believe we got sound. I was actually checking, doing a little radio check this morning as I was playing the intro to make sure we were good. Good morning to Leroy. Miss Iva's in the house, front and center of the classroom. Teresa's here. Coracita, buenos dias. Andy's in the house. Vicky Joy is here, wishing everybody a happy Monday. She says, "Happy wet Monday." Well, it's not wet yet, but it's coming. I see it coming. Juanita Ebanks is in the house. Miss Wee Wee is here. Melita Ebanks. Melita, I need to link you at some point today. Evelyn, Miss Brenda Nelly, good morning to you. She says, "Good morning, everyone." Y'all see me squinting because I'm not wearing my glasses. Honey child, let me put my glasses on now. Are they nice and clean? Ooh, one little smudge. Hold on, let's fix that little smudge. Yes, honey child. Oh my gosh. You know what I always think about? I've worn glasses and I've not worn glasses. I did LASIK surgery. Oh my God. Can I just give a big shout out to LASIK surgery? I had it done at the University of Miami. They're like the best in the world, one of the best eye clinics in the world. So I had it done there many, many moons ago. And then pregnancy does all kind of stuff to you, apparently. Pregnancy and a certain age. So my eyes did revert. Not as bad as they used to be, I must say. They're still not quite that bad. But I had to go back to wearing glasses, honey child. I was like, "Oh, can I just do the surgery again?" It was literally the best money I have ever spent on anything. In life, you buy stuff and sometimes you go later on, "Oh, that was such a waste of money. Why did I buy that?" When you're young, you're buying all sorts of things. And you might be like, oh Lord, why did I ever get that? So this is one of those things though that it was money well spent. Let me tell you. I scrounged and saved up for it. I had wanted it for a really long time from actually when I was at USF. And it's a good thing I waited because the technology over the years actually got better. And so that was a good thing for me. But yes, it was well spent, honey chill. hmm What a hot mess. Um, more mess. Okay. So I'm just looking at something and I'm gonna forward this to someone. I don't know what to do, y'all. Ugh, my good grief. All right. So, yes, good morning. Let's see who else is with us this morning. We're going to be talking about some of y'all taxi drivers today. 'Cause y'all look like y'all don't know the road rules. Um, which is surprising as a taxi driver, but maybe not. Maybe we really shouldn't be so surprised. Mm, hmm What a mess. All right. Talk about them and other stuff this morning. Okay. So we've got Miss Brenda saying good morning, everyone. God bless everyone and everyone of you in Jesus' name. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Felicia's here. Stephanie Brooks in the house, wishing the CMR family a blessed and safe day. Miss Vernita, you guys notice I'm wearing the other headsets today. Sometimes I change it up a little bit. These are actually a tad more comfortable because they go over the ears, but they're very soundproof, so I don't tend to hear much around me. So the other ones have a different kind of advantage because sometimes I do want to hear what's happening. Ms. Vernita's here. Charlotte joining us from Scotland. First Lady Jayanne is also here, wishing everyone continued blessings. Power liking. Patricia Blake is in the house. Hello, Patricia. Miss Corrine joining us from West Bay. Marshall from North Carolina. Richard says Celine and him are watching from the beautiful Cayman Islands. Ransford, good morning, Mr. Ransford. Natasha is here. Natasha Davis says buenos dias. All right. Wow, the whole crew. Look at Paul from Bermuda joining us. Miss Lucille says, Sandy, please talk about the rain. I need my roof to stay on my house. By the help of God, help me pray. Oh, Lord. Are you in Florida, Miss Lucille? Because I don't think this rain is going to take the roof off. But listen, folks, we are approaching the height of hurricane season. So we all need to take and pay attention to what's happening in the tropics and take it all seriously. Somebody's asked me what's happening at another station. Folks, I'm only responsible for what happens over here on this platform from 7:30 to 10:30. I do not work for government. I do not work for Radio Cayman or any other station for that matter. So I cannot take that on my little pretty head now. Don't y'all be stressing me out. The answer is I can't help you. That's somebody else's job. Didn't you hate when somebody like, that's not my job? Well, I'm telling you this morning, that ain't my job. Luis, buenos dias. Ranford says, hey, beautiful. I'm in Portland, Jamaica in bed watching you. Okay, mess with you. Good for you. A little vacay or what? Miss Monica's here. Jim Norris checking in with us. Juliet Rankin in the house. Mercedita says, good morning. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Someone say you just feisty. I know I am. Nothing wrong with being feisty, honey, Jim. Miss Vernita, good morning. Are you on Facebook and YouTube, Miss Vernita? Why am I seeing you twice, girl? You doubling up on me? Rebecca joining us from the Philippines. Miss Alba, buenos dias. She says, ¿Cómo estás? Feliz semana. That means have a good week, basically. Happy week. Everton, Miss Tina Marie is here saying good morning, peeps. Hello, Tina Marie. Alejandro, ¿Cómo estás, Alejandro? He doesn't want to speak Spanish to us. He's like, oh, that's only for my familia. He says, nothing surprising with those bus drivers. Hello, Bonnie. Miss Bonnie's in the house. She's listening from East End. Damien is here. He says, are we going to talk about the public bus drivers today also? Same country bumpkins. Oh, Miss Sonia is still in the UK. Take care of yourself now, honey Jill. Alejandro says, if you drive a Toyota bus or van, you're going to get reviewed today. We're going to talk about it. Miss Merle, good morning to you, darling. Debbie's having a laugh. There was a power outage last night. Yes. I haven't heard what caused it, but there was a power outage last night. And Londo says, good morning. I am from Jamaica. Good morning, Londo. Okay, let's get this show going. So where shall we begin? Well, let's begin at the beginning, shall we? First of all, okay. So there is the storm that is headed towards Florida. It is going to be a major hurricane they're anticipating by the time it makes landfall off the panhandle. Of course, the cone is still quite wide, folks. We've got to pay attention to this system. We're actually getting some convection. Someone just sent me this from the weather folks there. So it's now got a name, Tropical Storm Idalia. She is moving away from us, but we're still getting some convection south of the center, which is going to move into our area. So what can I tell you about her? Well, let's get some coordinates. Kevin, he is in Florida. He's quite busy this morning, but it looks like St. Petersburg is going to be impacted according to some of the latest official reports on this. So let's just pull this up here, folks. See what'll go on with this tropical storm Idalia briefing, 7 a.m. this morning. Major hurricane. It's expected to be a major hurricane with life-threatening storm surge to make landfall in Florida Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Hot tamales. This is no bueno for our good friends and family members in Florida. This is obviously something that is very, very concerning. You know, you guys know I lived in Tampa. I grew up in Tampa. And I must say that I don't really recall us getting a lot of hurricanes when I was there. Yeah, I guess did we ever get a hurricane when I lived in Florida? Child, back then the weather used to be different though. We used to get cold weather. Oh my God, it dropped down like in the 20s and the teens. I'd be like, brr, I'm not used to this weather. Send me back to the tropics. Send me back to Cayman. Maybe one storm in the 15 years that I don't remember a whole lot, but this is what we're looking at. This is an update as of 7 a.m. this morning, Eastern time. So I don't know. They're talking about, the threat levels, wind, surge, flooding, rain, river flooding is not so much. Some possibility of tornadoes. Marine watches will be extreme. So that threat is extreme and it's increasing. I'm not surprised to hear that. So Tropical Storm Idalia is forecasted to be a Category 3 hurricane. Jeez, some beast. What on earth? With 150 miles per hour sustained winds, expected to make landfall late Tuesday night or Wednesday morning between the Big Bend area of Florida and Tampa Bay. Ooh, honey chill, Tampa Bay. That's not no bueno. Ay, caramba. All right, potential coastal storm surge Wednesday, high tide. And again, this is all from the National Weather Service there. So we're looking at Levy and Citrus counties. You're going to get between 7 to 11 feet. Jeez. Potential for 5 feet higher than 2016's Hermine surge. What? What do you mean? Potential for 5 feet higher than what they got in 2016? Wow. Oh, my goodness. Levi and Citrus County. Then you've got Hernando and Pasco County. You're looking at 6 to 9 feet. Tampa Bay, 4 to 7 feet. Sarasota, 3 to 5 feet. Charlotte and Lee counties, 2 to 4 feet. Expect heavy rain in areas of freshwater flooding along the coast Tuesday and Wednesday, especially during high tide. Impact will be isolated inland south of Interstate 4, and expect rain of 6 to 10 inches with isolated higher amounts along the coast and north of I-4. Tornado threat has increased Tuesday from Tampa Bay northward. Ooh, honey chill. You don't want those tornadoes to touch down because they are something else. But that's also a possibility, folks. So if you're in there, you want to look out for that. Here's what the projected cone sort of looks like. The forecast looks similar to Hurricane Ian. And of course, they're warning people west coast of Florida that this is not Ian. All storms are different, so be prepared. Life-threatening storm surge possible for Wednesday during and after the storm passing. Winds are expected to pick up on Tuesday, and the main event will be Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. Child, the way they said that main event, like this is something to look forward to. Not really. So it remains 540 miles to the southwest of Tampa Bay. Landfall in Florida Tuesday night, again, heading into Wednesday morning. These are the areas of current watches that are in effect. And by the way, the governor, is it the governor of Florida? This is where Kevin would be helpful for me. Has already, hold on. I think he said the governor yesterday. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who can actually issue a state of emergency. So ahead of this storm, they've already issued states of emergency for pretty much that entire coast. And the reason why they do that is so that they can release whatever emergency funds that they need to. They can start activating their different services. Because again, a Category 3 hurricane is nothing, I tell you, nothing to joke about. And of course, everybody is now watching this, including the National Hurricane Center. So storm watches, hurricane watches, and tropical storm watches in effect for all of that area from Fort Myers, straight up Arcadia, Sarasota, Tampa, Lakeland, Sebring, Brooksville, Crystal River, Chiefland. Why doesn't Chiefland sound familiar? Is that a new area? So much has changed since I've left Florida, the Tampa area. But yes, and of course, everything that's on the coast, Tampa, and that's the Bay Area there, needs to particularly be concerned about what the water could potentially do. So Jim says, yes, storm surge into Tampa Bay is serious business. It is, folks. Believe me, you. So we are watching this morning, a number of, every single news agency in Florida, the National Hurricane Center, they're all watching the development of the storm. It's definitely one to watch. So it's forecasted to intensify on Monday into a hurricane. So we're going to show you the path here in just a second of exactly how quickly it will intensify. And big shout out to Kevin. He's like our CMR weather guy here, but he's a bit busy this morning trying to make some preparations. So yes, Governor DeSantis did issue state of emergencies already. So Kevin is, oh gosh, 1 second. Let me make sure the phone is on here. Yeah, so Kevin is on his, housing HOA. So he has to make sure that he is preparing his strata, and not strata, but you guys know what I mean, HOA. Everybody gets ready for the storm. So waters are going to begin to increase on Tuesday night, possible flooding for the coastal roads. Peak surge is expected for Wednesday. And now, again, this is the surge potential, as you can see from the yellow areas, which is up to 6 feet, going straight up to 7 to 11 feet plus in some areas, even 9 to 13 feet being anticipated. Whoa. So West Coast and Southwest Florida, this is the wind threat now, quite significant. Again, it looks like parts of Tampa on the outskirts there of the Bay, going straight up parts of Brooksville, Crystal River, Chiefland, all on the coast, could be getting winds greater than 110 miles per hour. And then, listen, even if you're getting 75 to 110, and gusts will probably be more than that, still a very, very dangerous storm. So earliest reasonable time of arrival. So they're already, scoping this out and monitoring this. So we're looking at 10 a.m. as early as 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. For some places, that's the earliest. And then depending on the speed of this, and if it speeds up or slows down or whatever, the most likely time of arrival for like Lee and Charlotte County is probably around 5 p.m. tomorrow. It looks like it's going to hit at night for a lot of places: Sarasota, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands, Manatee, all coming in pretty late in the evening. Pinellas, Pasco County, Hillsborough County. The most likely time is around 9 p.m., but it could come as early as 4 p.m. Polk County, Hernando, Citrus, and Levy. So yeah, everybody there in Florida starting to prepare for everything from flash floods. And I like how they've laid this out. They talk about scattered flash floods are possible. And what that means is you're going to have most vulnerable areas being urban areas, roads, small streams, and washes. Isolated significant flash floods are possible. Oh my goodness, Florida. The last thing we need is this now, because this is going to increase, insurance policies even for us. So they show you the areas where they're likely to have flash flooding, and then areas where they're expecting widespread flash flooding. Rainfall forecasted amounts. They're saying that chance of rain flooding the streets near the coast will definitely increase significantly at high tide. Heavy rain of 6 to 10 inches is possible along the coast, with isolated higher amounts and a little less rain as you head inland. Wow, these slides are very detailed. Who put these slides together, honey child? This National Hurricane Service really has done a fantastic job putting all these beautiful slides together. So they talk about the marginal, what is this? Severe weather outlook, isolated severe storms, scattered storms expected. So folks, the bottom line is, please be careful. This is going to be a major hurricane, category 3. This will be the 7th storm in 6 years that's forecasted to undergo rapid intensification in the Gulf of Mexico. Wow. This is fantastic. Kevin said this is a briefing that his people received. This is quite detailed. I like it. All right. So what else are we looking at in terms of intensification? Of course, all of us are going to be glued to the Weather Channel, but let me see here now. This is what we're looking at, going from category 1 today, 2 p.m. by Tuesday, category 2. And once it's out in those warm waters, honey child, unfortunately, there's nothing stopping it. There's nothing in its way. It is going to quickly move from a 1 to 2 to 3. Pretty much all tomorrow is what this is looking like. And then as it starts to go into the coastline there of Florida, then it's going to be looking at potentially a 3. And of course, these are all estimates. It could be that it's going to be worse than a 3. Hopefully not. But those are the best estimates at this particular time. So lots of advisories out, lots of people watching the respective, let me just pull up the National Hurricane Center. Lots of people watching the satellites out there. Hopefully our weather satellite remains online as we can see it, as some of the remnants of it will start to, move past us, I suppose. So, oh my goodness, what a ting. I'm going to pull up and watch in the background the weather this morning. Because, the one thing about America, honey child, anything that's going to be impacting them, they start to cover it 24/7. So we can expect all of the major news agencies in America to be watching this storm to see exactly what it's going to do and where it is going to land and end up. So I'll be watching the Weather Channel for sure. In fact, I'm going to put it on right now. Here in my next screen, I'm going to go ahead and watch it and see what's going on, because they do the tropics updates, I think, on the... Oh, yes, here we go. Let's watch a little bit of this, folks. Give me 1 second here. The governor is now speaking, in fact. Un momento, por favor. Let me just see if I can increase this. Okay, hold on. All right. Oh. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second here. Oh, you guys can't hear that? Oh, good Lord. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me see why you're not able to hear that. Caller, good morning.
No, that's why.
Oh, yes. Let me see what's going on. Yes, I was sitting here so caught up with what DeSantis was saying. I was even looking at the comments. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me see here now. We've got Windows. Share audio. All right, let's try it again. We're gonna share it. All right, let me try it one more time. And then I need to actually increase the audio. Okay, can you guys hear that at all? Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me see.
Just needs more volume.
Let me see here. All right. All right. So of course I'm hearing that in my ear, but I do see something muted here on my board. Let me try and figure out why that's muted. Let me go into settings, faders. Why does that little mute button show up there? Okay. Let me see. Has that helped? No. I do see a little mute button. I just can't figure out how to earth. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. There we go. Okay, let me try it again. Hold on, honey child. We want to hear. Okay, can you hear that now, folks?
You're good.
You good?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think everybody can hear that now. Let me just double check the radio. I think radio's good. Okay. Schools are closed. Nothing online. Really? Okay. All right, hold on. Let's try it again. All right, hold on. Let's try it again. I'm listening to myself. Okay. All right, let me just make one little adjustment here. Maybe
prepared to lose power. This is going to come in, if it's Cat 3 plus, there's going to be a lot of trees that are going to get knocked down. There's going to be a lot of debris that is going to interrupt the power lines. So just understand that is something that's going to happen. These linemen will be ready to go and connect again. Now, some of the companies that do this very routinely, like Florida Power and Light or Duke, they have what they need. They're going to do. Some of the smaller outfits, municipal outfits, county outfits, please accept mutual aid. Please accept these linemen to come help and accelerate the power restoration. It matters. It makes a big difference. Even in a storm like Hurricane Ian, as damaging as that was, the vast majority of people, even in Southwest Florida, did not suffer a catastrophic loss. And so to get all those people back on as soon as possible, it makes the recovery so much more impactful, so much more effective. So those folks are there. They're going to be surged. And if you're in one of those outfits, please accept the mutual aid right at the beginning. And also, please have a plan that as soon as that storm goes, have a sense of urgency to have your folks go and get the power restored. I can tell you the places that did that after Ian, it worked a lot better. When there was a delay, then just people get frustrated. So we believe that time is of the essence when it comes to power restoration, and we have the folks available that can be helpful. Generator safety. We've had a lot of new people move to Florida over these last many years. Some got their first taste of a hurricane last year with Ian, but we've had many people move in even since Hurricane Ian. When you're using a generator, you cannot run your generator inside your house. You could die with carbon monoxide poisoning. So it's got to be outdoors only, and it needs to be at least 20 feet away from the windows and from the doors, and the exhaust needs to be pointed away from your home. So please operate the generator properly. We've had throughout the years in Florida, generators operating in people's garages or even people's homes, and it's just not something that's going to work, and it could definitely be deadly. So generator safety. Kevin is going to come up and provide an update from the EM perspective. Wilton Simpson's also going to come up and provide an update on the gas situation emanating out of the port of Tampa with the diesel. All Floridians, you need to be executing your plans now. I mean, this storm is scheduled to come probably sometime on early Wednesday. And there's different times when it could come that maybe the storm surge wouldn't be as bad if it's at low tide. And so we'll hope that that's the case. But you're in the home stretch right here. So go to floridadisaster.org/get-a-plan, floridadisaster.org/get-a-plan. This is going to be a major hurricane. This is going to be a powerful hurricane. And this is absolutely going to impact the state of Florida in many, many different ways. So please heed the directives from your local officials. Please make the appropriate accommodations and take the appropriate precautions. We'll have all these people there. They're going to be able to help everyone get back on their feet. But you got to do what you need to do to protect yourself and your family on the front end. Okay, Kevin Guthrie.
Thank you, Governor. Again, I want to thank the governor for his leadership, his steadfast leadership throughout the last
political play.
Probably a week that he and I have been talking about this storm. As of 8 a.m. this morning, Tropical Storm Idalia was located about 375 miles southwest of Key West. Idalia has maximum sustained winds this morning of 65 miles an hour and is forecast to strengthen throughout the day as it moves northward into the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see on our chart here, it's about at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning, it's going to be about 80 miles due west of Pinellas County. And with that is going to be in that general area about 4 to 7, perhaps 7 to 10 feet of storm surge. I expect that storm surge watch and warning will be altered today to coincide with the strengthening of this hurricane. We have been talking a lot with meteorologists across the state as well as emergency managers across the state to make sure that individuals do not get stuck on the cone. If you look at this cone on this graphic that we have here to the left, those watches and warnings for storm surge go all the way down to the Collier-Monroe County line and all the way around to the Gulf Bay County line. Storm surge can be life-threatening at just 2 to 3 feet. Some of these areas are going to experience storm surge well over 7 foot. There's not a person in this room that's over 7 foot tall. So again, please make sure you're heeding the warnings of local emergency managers. The governor just spoke today that you will most likely hear and see evacuation orders start to come out from the Tampa Bay region all the way northward through the Big Bend. The ones that will be given those orders are your local emergency managers and or local sheriffs. When they ask for that emergency evacuation to be implemented, please heed the
Oh, Lord, a little bit of a glitch there.
warnings. Again, go tens of miles, not hundreds of miles.
All right, Tropical Storm Idalia, folks.
I want to stress again, if your community is not in the forecast cone, it does not mean you are clear. Please look at all of the watches and warnings. As in Hurricane Ian, the very first warning that we had that something was going bad was a tornado in Palm Beach County. We are going to have tornadic activity with this. People need statewide to monitor their local emergency management agency, their local National Weather Service to find out what's going on. We encourage every Florida on the Gulf Coast to begin enacting their emergency preparedness plans now. Now is not necessarily the time to write a plan. Now is time to action a plan. Our governor is here doing his job to ensure the state emergency response team has every resource at our disposal to respond efficiently to the storm. I'm doing my job as a state coordinating officer. Local emergency management directors are doing their jobs as local coordination officers.
Okay, a little glitch
Time
there.
for you to do your job and make sure that you're getting.
All right, folks, it's
ready to go.
Glitching just a little bit.
Have you taken that time to identify your chosen evacuation route? Do you know if you live in an evacuation zone or not?
We'll
Do you have a plan
we'll continue.
for your family?
Oops, let me just mute that. We will continue to keep an eye on that situation. I just want to make sure that everybody can still hear me now that I am back on the radio. Everybody can still hear me okay? All right. Okay, so yes, we'll continue to monitor that situation. I'll keep the screen up over here, but it's now 65 miles per hour. It will quickly intensify. There again, a state of emergency issued for 46 Florida counties. Hurricane watches for part of Florida Gulf Coast already in effect. Tropical storm warnings on the coast of Mexico, so Cozumel, Cancun. That coast already has some tropical storm warnings in place for them as well. So this looks like it's going to be a whopper, folks, of a storm. We've just got to, make sure that if you've got family members in Florida, a lot of people go there to retire, older members of our community, some students in Florida. Please, Caymanians in Florida, we're obviously very, very concerned about you. Make sure that you're taking the warnings very, very seriously. They're talking about a threat of, serious, storm surge, wind, flash flooding, all sorts of things as a possibility. So do your part, prepare. Like he said, don't just go a couple miles inland. If you're in that cone, you want to move as quickly and as far away as possible. So maybe even go up to Orlando for the day. I'm sure Disney probably won't be open, but go and stay in a little hotel or something in Orlando. We saw all the in the pictures there for those of you who are on the line stream. You saw people already stacking up on the waters and buying supplies and getting their medication sorted out just in case. Because one thing, y'all say what you want to say about CUC, but they tend to restore power pretty quickly. I find that in places like Florida, the power goes out. You might be out for a week or more, because they got a lot of millions of people who will be impacted by these power outages. So again, prepare. They were talking about generator safety. If you're going to use a generator, make sure that you know how to safely use that. So lots of preparation going on. That's Kevin Guthrie is his name. He is the, let me get you his official title here. Kevin, the other Kevin was just telling me what his title is. So he is the State Emergency Management Director. And of course, our Kevin Watler is the West Central Florida Regional Public Information Officer Coordinator for the state of Florida. So he's, trying to get the information out to the respective people that needed for West Central Florida. And he's also there at USF, I think, as their communications, part of their communications team. So we've got a lot of people, like I said, live in St. Petersburg. Anne, where's Anne this morning? Anne Lawrence? Let me check in with her. Well, she's Anne Rice now. Let me just see if we can give her a call. I'm curious to know how some of her people in Florida are preparing. She might be at work, though. She works for one of my favorite places to shop, Amazon. She works for Amazon. Ooh, let's see what the latest is. Tracking the storm.
Emergency management, talking about preparation being key for this. And now is the time to prepare. We have today, we might have some tomorrow, but Greg Postel, watching Idalia and how it's going to change so much in the next 24 hours here. I think that's most concerning. Tropical storm right now. We're going to be dealing with a hurricane probably later today and potentially a major hurricane before landfall.
Yeah, there are signs that it could strengthen very quickly once it moves out over the Gulf of Mexico. But you're right, Jen, we're watching very carefully what's happening now because that's important for what happens down the road. Let's have a look at the hurricane hunters. They're in there right now. This is the NOAA Recon P3 called Miss Piggy out there is flying in and around Idalia. And what we're seeing is earlier today measuring a pressure of around 984 millibars. They're about ready to come on in to where the center of circulation is. And we'll see in the next probably 10, 15 minutes what indeed the hurricane hunters have found in terms of pressure. If the pressure goes down, that's a sign of strengthening and the winds then begin to pick up. But look at what we've got right now. The center is all the way up there, right? The center of circulation.
Y'all see how we're getting some of the outward winds from that already? There's Key Man right there.
That's actually a good sign temporarily, probably for the next few hours, meaning we may not see that really quick intensification given its structure at present. And the reason why is because there is some pretty decent wind shear acting on it right now. If you look
a little bit of hope. Okay.
If the winds aloft, there's a northwest wind sort of restricting the outflow in that direction. Most of the thunderstorm cloud tops are sort of pushed to the south like that. So this is sort of half breathing, right? It's allowed to create those thunderstorms and export the mass at the jet stream level and breathe at least in part way. That's part of the reason why we're seeing, I think, it's strengthened at least a little bit. But there is a restriction on the outflow in this sort of quadrant of the circulation. That is going to limit the
Sorry, it looks like
rate at least for a little while longer. But down the road, I'm not sure that's going to be in place. We are going to have much more favorable conditions aloft, atmospherically and oceanically, to allow Idalia to strengthen. Here's one of the reasons. The atmosphere will be moist in the coming days all along the expected path. Dry air is no good for tropical cyclones. It gets into the thunderstorms, it weakens them. We are not likely to see a lot of dry air eventually as it moves northward along the Gulf of Mexico. How about the oceanic component here? Very deep, warm waters. Idalia is expected to move right over the loop current along a path roughly like that. That is going to provide a lot of fuel for those big thunderstorms. That is going to be working in its favor to strengthen very quickly. Again, the wind shear, as I talked about now, we've got some of that, but down the road, you're starting to see even less of that in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So that won't be in the way. So when you add it all up, you get the sense that there's a window of opportunity for this thing to get even stronger than the guidance suggests. Not exactly clear by how much, but just because the forecast guidance is clustered on this maybe category 2 idea, it doesn't mean we're going to get stuck there. There's potential for this thing to get a lot stronger. Last graphic I want to show you, and I'm going to stay with me on this because we're talking about the track. The cone is forecasted to bring Idalia into Florida, very likely on Wednesday morning. There are plenty of tracks that still have the center of circulation west here on the western half of the cone. So then why do you ask why the cone then includes places like Tampa? It's because there are other scenarios that still have the west central part of the Florida coast in play. This is the European Center's ensemble members showing you that there are still viable options for the center of Idalia to come dangerously close to Tampa, even though more likely, Alex.
Okay.
To move a bit to the north, we're not off the hook. And even still.
All right, folks. So they're going to continue, obviously, to monitor this storm, and so will we. Lots of interest. So Terry joining us this morning. Morning, Terry. Terry says, I plan to put up my hurricane shutters later on today. I live in the Lutz area, and we usually don't get hit too bad, but for insurance reasons, I will be putting up the shutters. Yes, definitely recommended, I'm sure. So Looks like it could be a whopper. Now, I've got someone who just sent me some wave action here in Cayman. So, we're getting some outward, I would say negligible, but, we've been getting a lot of rain into the weekend. So look at what's happening right here now on the waterfront here in the Cayman Islands. Check this out. We're getting a little bit of nor'wester. Is this considered nor'wester? Anyway, we're getting some weather there on the waterfront. Poor Burger King, their parking lot always getting ripped up. Hopefully it's not too bad this time around. They just repaved it. Was that last year or year before when that tropical storm came through? But yeah, look at the wave action there on the waterfront today. Wow, look at that. So by all means, I guess the ships, we don't have any ships out there. I don't know if they're coming in spots, if they're going to kind of pass by today. But folks, obviously be very, very careful out there. Don't be trying to be a hero and go for a swim in this weather here today. Highly not recommended. Yeah. Thank you for that person who sent the real-time clips to us in terms of what's happening on the waterfront this morning. 936-2626 is the telephone line. Anybody in Florida who wants to join the conversation, you can do so. You can give us a call to join in. Lots of people now joining the Caymanians in Florida group. So again, they're preparing for Tropical Storm Idalia, who looks like she's going to become a hurricane in relatively short space of time, probably later on today. She's already packing 65 miles per hour, but still categorized as a tropical storm. So everyone from Tallahassee, Cedar Key, Tampa, Gainesville, all these areas are going to be in the window of possibly, being impacted one way or another. So please, be vigilant. Of course, all of you there, I'm sure, have access to the Weather Channel. Make sure that you watch because they'll be giving you the most comprehensive coverage on this. Clearwater Beach, Florida, right now, you see that guy from the Weather Channel there. 81 degrees, a little bit of cloud in the sky, looks like. But of course, they're saying there's a real potential for, everything from tornadoes to, surge and so on coming in. All right. So look at the beach right now. So far, looking good.
Different story tomorrow as some of the outer kind of impacts and weather starts kind of strafing the coast. You see they're doing the preps right now. You got the front end loader. That's the lifeguard tower. They're going to pull that back.
Oh, they're going to pull the lifeguard tower down? Interesting. Okay.
On the beach here to hopefully keep it safe with that storm surge.
Oh, yeah, they're actually moving it with
watch. Most likely we'll have a storm
for those of you watching or listening on radio.
Evacuations. We're in zone A. That's the first.
They're actually moving the lifeguard tower with a tractor right now on the beach. A few people walk around getting their last little bit of sunshine before the storm hits. All right, folks, we'll continue to watch it. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's move on to a couple other things. So Marshall says, I have an aunt in Tampa. I'll check on her later on. Yes, I still have cousins, a cousin and others that live there in terms of family. My aunt has passed away, but yep, they're in the Tampa area as well. And where else do we have relatives? Gosh, I'm trying to think. Anybody in? Well, we've got Marlon's got cousins in Fort Lauderdale. They're likely to get a little bit of the remnants once it moves inland. But yeah, it's more Tampa area, not so much Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. Garrett says spots is also bumpy since the winds are from the south. So no cruise ships in today. Are they passing us by? Okay. No ship scheduled today, says Mr. LeMay. Okay. Ransford says insurance can't help but remember after Ivan, some Caymanians who were paying for more than 35 years were told that they were underinsured and get little to nothing. Boy, this is one thing that really, really grates my nerve is it's like saying that you're overqualified. I don't even know what that means. If you need to talk to your insurance companies, and I think we need to invite them on the program, because do you know that even with that house explosion, those people have been told that the neighbors, that their damage is not going to be covered because it was an accident. I don't even understand that. Isn't that the whole point of insurance? When an accident happens, are you not supposed to have coverage? I find that these insurance companies, honey child, you got to keep an eye on them because they will find a reason to not give you coverage if they can. And so, some of those persons had thousands of dollars worth of damage because of that explosion. Now they're having to find that money out of pocket and fix it themselves, which I think is absolutely wrong. If the homeowner had insurance, which I believe, and I know that they had insurance, I think that there should have been, some coverage there for the surrounding homes. I think they were with, let me confirm which insurance company, but yes, this is a hot mess with them telling people that, oh, it was an accident. I'm like, that's what insurance is for. What do you mean it's an accident? Of course it was an accident. I mean, whatever. Isn't that the whole point of insurance? Ugh. Let me try and find the messages in relation to that because someone had sent me some stuff. And I wanted to actually reach out to, I think it's Island Heritage, I wanted to reach out to them and see what they had to say for themselves, because in my mind, it makes little to no sense that the homeowners in the surrounding area would now have no recourse but to try to pay for all of this out of pocket. Someone says, well, would they cover arson then? It doesn't make any sense to me when they say it was, an accident. I'm like, duh. That means you cover it as insurance. They always find a reason. Oh, you're overinsured, you're underinsured, you're this, you're that. It's like, really? All the time you were collecting your money, you weren't complaining about those premium payments made every single year, every single month, were you? So I think we need some answers, and we need more accountability too. Like the government really needs to hold these insurance companies to account when we have disasters. Like that person said, Ivan, they were finding all kind of excuses not to pay people, and we get that Ivan was catastrophic and the insurance industry may have taken a little bit of a hit, but look at all the years that we pay for policies and absolutely nothing happens. It's like 5% chance that something is going to happen, and the 5% chance when something happens and you need your insurance company, they're going to be telling you foolishness about, oh, we're going to find a reason to exclude your coverage. Oh, you're a neighbor. Yeah, sorry, we're not going to give you any coverage on that. That's just ridiculous. So I feel so bad for the people who have had, injuries in that area. Some people had entire doors blown out, windows blown out, and it's not cheap to have to repair all of these things. And, now, oh, you're underinsured, so we're not going to cover you at all. Well, if you're underinsured, shouldn't you get some coverage? I mean, maybe it's not the full amount, but something. And then what else you guys need to be very cognizant of and making sure that you're looking at? That is your deductibles. Because a lot of times you don't even know what deductible you're paying. And I tell you what, it is so much money. Like if your deductible is, 5-10% or whatever, you look at $100,000, it doesn't even make any sense to make an insurance claim. Like you might as well just try to fix it and repair it yourself. And of course, the insurance company knows that. And that's why they set the deductibles at the level that they do. I'm trying to remember which insurance company. I think somebody said, was it Island Heritage? Let me just try to confirm. I don't want to throw them under the bus if it's not them, but I think I kind of want to say that it might actually be them. But message me if you're in that area with the house explosion and you remember who is the insurance company that is for the house. And in fact, let me be very, very clear. The premier, although he's not publicly said this, I'm going to tell you all this anyway, because I've heard it through the grapevine and my sources are pretty good. My understanding is that he has been helping that family with the cleanup of their property. So, it's just been sitting there as another derelict site And a lot of the neighbors are saying, Sandy, when are these people going to, clean up the area? Because heaven forbid we have a storm next week. All of that wood chips and all the stuff that's sprayed all over the place in that neighborhood becomes a projectile. And it's a very, very dangerous situation. But I don't know what kind of situation these people had. The house apparently didn't have a mortgage on it. They were making rental money. This is where Caymanians, now y'all need to get your you-know-what together, because when life is good, y'all forget about your obligations, right? So I think this is the person. Yeah, hold on. It's all fine and dandy. Then, you have an explosion. You don't even have the money to clear up the debris. Come on now. What y'all talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Get your act together. So the premier stepped up to the plate, and he actually had, out of his own pocket, I'm sure, had the Department of Environment put a container there and had working crews out there trying to clean up the debris. So what a hot mess. So I remember now the person said that, let me tell you what is going on here. So the person said police report for the explosion came back as accidental. This was August the 4th. So the insurance is not paying. Where do we go from here? For those of us who were not insured. And of course, folks, you want to make sure that even if you don't have a mortgage on your home, you still want to have insurance. I'm surprised that people are saying to me that they don't have insurance. I'm like, what? The only way you could not have insurance is if you don't have a mortgage, because otherwise your mortgage company would you'd be in trouble with them. And you're supposed to provide them with evidence of insurance, which you have to maintain and keep up. But if you have a house that is mortgage free and you don't have insurance on it, believe me, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a pickle in situations like this. So you need to have your own insurance. But I think that the company, which again is Island Heritage here, needs to answer a few questions about why they're saying that they can't cover it. So this woman says that her damage was $15,000. She's had to put in 10 windows and other repairs, and can't afford to change the front door. So I sleep at night without being able to lock it and open all day. I was like, what? So, yeah, we're going to send them some questions, because I'm a little bit concerned about how insurance companies try to always skirt around your policy and make exceptions, and they don't want to pay this and they don't want to pay that. It's like, come on now. What's the point of having insurance if you guys are always going to try to find a way not to pay? All right. Morning, Mr. George Chalette. He's in the house. Wishing everyone an enjoyable week. Aliano says, check the ship tracker site. Are there ships out there? Well, obviously, I suppose those ships will know to get out of the way if you can, as quickly as you can. Okay, so are all those little things, those are all ships, the cones that are out there? All right. Thanks, Aliano, for sharing that. Andrea, good morning. She says insurance is the biggest scam on earth. They say you need it, but when something happens, they find reasons why you're not qualified. Boy, I tell you, makes you wonder. Miss Rosedale, good morning. Sherry Ann is here in the house, joining us from Panama. What you doing in Panama, honey chill? RD says that's the Cayman model. It's all about money making for the companies. There's a reason we have no consumer protection. Everything on this island is designed to take every dollar from you. Facts. Ransford says, and the government did nothing about that. My sweet friend, insurance and pension really don't make sense. They're just a modern day slavery. And honey, don't be surprised if the government makes it compulsory for the poor to have it, just like the pension and insurance and health. Well, I mean, ideally you want to have insurance, right? But this is my point. You want to have insurance, but then you want insurance companies that are going to pay out and not give you an excuse when something happens about why they can't pay, because they'd be digging for a reason why they're not going to pay. Marshall says they're all a bunch of crooks. Throw them all under the bus. Ay. Ransford said that's a good premier, but now he needs to fix the law that will help your people and stop the abuse or run them out of the Cayman Islands. Damien says it's like a Ponzi scheme. Them and the banks are just untouchable. Hot tamales. All right, folks. So again, Florida is preparing for Hurricane Idalia. Expected to be still tropical storm. Expected to be a hurricane when it hits the Florida coast. Flash flood possible all the way from Florida to the Carolinas. All right, folks, we're going to keep y'all in their thoughts and prayers and try to send some positivity your way. But in the meantime, listen to the authorities and prepare. That's the key. Let's move on to talk about a little bit more about what's happening locally. So over the weekend, first of all, I want to acknowledge every single person who's ever needed to use a blue spot, right? We have people in our community who are special needs, handicapped for different reasons. Sometimes it might be a temporary injury that you need a blue sticker for. And sometimes you have a permanent lifetime, disability. And if you're a family member of those individuals, you will know the struggles of being able to find accommodations in Cayman, not just parking, but, taking them places. It's just one thing after the next. It is a constant uphill battle. So I make no apologies this morning when I say that those of you who continually abuse the blue spot now should know better. And we have taken up this campaign here at CMR. We're going to post you as Jackass of the Day every single time you're found to be abusing a blue spot, which, by the way, remember the BMW that we were talking about last week that was seen in 2 different locations? It turns out that that person actually does have a handicap permit, but for some reason, they're not putting it in their car. By law, you're supposed to put it in the car as well. So I don't know, what their situation is. But, just follow the law. And then, we don't want to accidentally call you Jackass of the Day. I mean, you're being reported by people who are not seeing it. And you're being reported, ironically, by other blue spot people who are like, why is this person always parking in the blue spot? And we don't see any sticker. So do yourselves a favor. We don't want to erroneously call you out. If you have a blue spot sticker, use it as is required by law that you have it in place. Now, one of the observations that we made yesterday, there was a couple of taxi drivers over the weekend who were called out for not for parking. The one was a mini bus or one of those mini trucks, those box trucks, parking in a handicap spot at Foster's airport location. So let's go ahead and highlight this Jackass of the Day. Here he is, license plate 164452, driving a GMC Turbo. No consideration. It clearly says handicap parking, vehicle ID required. Foster's put up a nice little sign, crystal clear. Y'all can't claim that the signs are not clear. There it is. And still not a concern in the world, not paying attention, don't care attitude. Wow. Y'all really shock and surprise me how nonchalant you are about the blue spot and the fact that you don't care that there are actually people who need it. And not only people who need it, but sometimes you all, there was a video footage, I'll show you guys here in a second, of some people who parked in one of the spots. And then when they were called out about it, they're like, oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, we'll reverse and we'll leave now. Now, the attitude, I was reading some of the comments with this one in particular. Let me show you all the video here, because I was really, really surprised at the attitude of people like, oh, well, what's the big deal? They moved. Why are you still calling them out? Why are you being rude to them? Y'all need to stop it. Y'all are absolutely ridiculous. Really? The point isn't that when you ask them to move, they were like, oh, okay, let me back up because now you're recording them and they're going to move. Somebody even said, oh, you lucky that wasn't me because I would have boxed you down. Really? Really? Y'all are really not easy. Box down who for what? Oh, they're waiting on food. It does not matter why you're there. If you do not have the relevant permit, folks, listen, sometimes I have to back up into a parking spot. You know, I got this little car now that has a lower front end, so you don't drive in front first because you pull off the bumper. So you have to kind of maneuver back in. So sometimes I have to maneuver a particular way where I kind of have to get close to the blue spot just to reverse. And child, I'll be feeling all kind of guilty, like, oh my God, I'm not going to park here. I'm just trying to back into a spot, right? Y'all don't even care. Oh, I'm here to pick up lunch. Do you have a blue spot, a blue sticker? Are you handicapped? And I'm not talking about stupidity here. That's not a handicap. Well, might be, but not one that you're going to get a blue sticker for from the DMV, right? You shouldn't be using it for any reason at all. So temporarily parking there to pick up lunch is not an excuse. My goodness, I'm shocked that we even have to have this conversation. But I see your ridiculous comments. And I'm just like, are you people serious? Oh, look at that widget media you recording. Really? Y'all need to get your stuff together. Like, I'm just not impressed at all. So look at this one. Yes. Sitting out in their car. Relaxing. Don't park in the blue spot. This person's like Sandy. I was trying to take my mom out for a little bite to eat. And here are these people. This looks like this is down by the Italian restaurant there, Ragazzi. Here they are, parked right in front of Ragazzi. It's not a pickup spot for Ragazzi takeaway. Okay? So simply don't park there. Oh, okay. Well, you ask them to move and they move. They should have been there to begin with. The poor guy had to get out of his car. Poor mom can't get out now. She's got a walker. They have a handicap sticker. They're fully compliant. And you have to get out and ask somebody to move. You shouldn't have to do that. That spot is supposed to be empty for people who need it. So it really does not matter that you're here to pick up lunch or dinner or whatever. Right? So license plate number 202434, you've been nominated and, you know, rightfully so, for Jackass of the Day. The level of ignorance around the blue spot seems to be quite alarming for me. And I want to talk about how apparently even our taxi drivers don't know how to properly use a blue sticker. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Nice topic this morning. You know, people think that stupidity is a handicap, you know.
Well, they're not gonna get a handicap sticker for it. It might be a handicap, but they're not entitled to a handicap sticker.
Oh my God. These, you know, it's unfortunate. I got a handicap sticker because my knees are giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm only 26 years young with 50 years experience. And you know how it is as you get older. And even when if I'm not feeling too bad that day, and there's a parking lot, there's a parking space in the handicap, I don't even park myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with these people, Sunday. It's pathetic. We have turned to a third world country because that mental illness that people have, I don't know. There's no explanation for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they just refuse to. I mean, it's so easy to follow the vast majority of laws in this country, but yet people seem hell bent on you know, just not being compliant, which I just do not understand.
Yeah, the other day I walked up to this guy who had parked. You know, he just parked there, and he didn't have at Foster's in West Bay. And I walked up to him, and you know, I introduced myself, and I said, "I noticed you don't have a handicap sticker or a tag. You know, oh well, I'm just going to go in for a short bit." I said, just put the shoe on the other foot. If your mother or your parents or some family member were handicapped and a person went in there just for a few minutes, how would you feel? He thanked me. You know, people will do things and not even conscious of doing it.
Yeah, well, it demonstrates a don't care attitude, right? And I think that, you know, Like you said, maybe we have to just pause for a minute and think about it. It can't be that difficult. I mean, Soka says, OMG, the ignorance is astounding. Just considering parking in a blue spot is stupid. And yet people are doing it.
That's like, I see I haven't got around to call the Humane Society yet, but I see their volunteers walking their dogs on hot asphalt at lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? A lot of them wouldn't be doing this because they want a PR.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're doing it. But if you're going to do a good deed, do it all the way. Do not walk the dogs on the hot asphalt. I had to ask one guy the other day who was walking the dogs and says, "Why do you have on shoes?" Because the asphalt is hot. I said, "Have you ever seen a 3rd-degree burn on a dog foot?" No. And he thanked me. He picked up his little dog and walked it. But she says, "Thank you for telling me that because I didn't realize."
Yeah.
I said, "That's why you wear shoes, because you don't want the asphalt to burn your foot." Sometimes when you approach the situation, you approach it in a calm way and you can get the message across, rather than approach in an angry way.
Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I feel like Dr. Phil this morning. Anyway, you have a great day.
Thanks, my dear. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, sometimes things like that you don't think about. The blue spot is something that should not require that much thought, to be honest. What a hot mess. Okay. So yes, don't park in the blue spot for any reason whatsoever. Now there seems to have been some confusion over the weekend because we highlighted a taxi van that was parked in the blue spot at McRuss there in West Bay. By the way, one of the locations that they're always doing it. Okay. So this taxi driver reached out, as well as a few other people connected to them, and say, "Oh, but she has a handicap permit." And I said, "Really? She does?" And they said, "Yeah, she does." So I said, "Okay." They sent me a copy of the permit. And you know me, I can't just take what you said at face value, honey child. I need some evidence of what you say. And so when I saw the permit, I said, tisk. Y'all are lacking in the common sense department. Immediately, as someone who has never had a handicap sticker in my life, and I want to see how smart y'all can be this morning, I said, "My God, really? This is supposed to excuse you, being in that location? I don't think so. You know why? I'm going to show y'all the handicap sticker. And then I'm going to have y'all tell me exactly what is wrong with the situation." A little bit of common sense can go a long ways. And like I said, it occurs to me that it is something that is truly lacking in this community. Folks, you can't send me this sticker and say this is the reason why you're parked in the blue spot. First of all, let me just show y'all something here now. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, honey chill. All right, here we go. Here's a sticker that was sent to me as proof of, "Oh, you need to take this post down, Sandy, because you got it wrong." And the person who's calling her jackass, they got it wrong. Well, actually, no, they didn't. Look at this. What does it say? Permanently disabled, got the number, expires, has the date. And then it says name of disabled, Department of Vehicle and Driver Licensing. Okay. When you have a permit like this, let me make this crystal clear to all the bus drivers in the Cayman Islands who we think should know the road rules. And in fact, the DVDL has said, Sandy, when we issue these, we explain to people this can only be utilized when that person, that's why it has name of disabled, when that person is actually in the vehicle. So if you're their mama, their papa, their auntie, no, a TD, whoever, and the person is not in the vehicle with you, you should not be using this sticker. And in fact, the person who took a picture of it said, Sandy, it was not up on the bus. So they went home and got a picture of this? No, honey child, that's not how this works. You didn't have it on display and the person was not with you. So you don't get the benefit of the use of this if the person is not in the vehicle. I can't believe that we have to break this down to y'all. That's not how this works. And having spoken to this taxi driver, unfortunately, it appears that she is confused. Because she's like, oh, but I have a taxi license, a taxi thing, and that don't make no difference. Right? So she said, whoever sent you a picture of my van parked in a handicapped parking spot, here is my handicap label for parking there. That is not your handicap label. The handicap coupon is linked to the disabled individual. The driver of the vehicle should not be parking in a disabled spot if the disabled person isn't in the vehicle. Can we make this any more clear? The person who took the photo confirmed that there was no sticker in the front, although he said he didn't take a photo of that. He is well versed on this issue. So we sent that to the person. They came back and said, oh, they have a taxi plate. Again, DMV says it doesn't matter. Regardless of whether it's a private vehicle or a reward for hire, aka taxi, the rules remain the same. Being a taxi driver has nothing to do with it, folks. In fact, if she had another disabled person in the vehicle other than the person named on this disabled permit, that would not be allowed either. You can't park there. But here's the irony of this situation. Look at this. Why is she parked in the disabled spot? There's an empty spot right next to it that's actually closer to the damn door. This demonstrates that y'all do not know the rules in the Cayman Islands. No wonder we're in a hot mess. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sandy.
What a ting. How are you?
Good. What it is, it's abuse. That's all it is.
Well, some of it seems to be ignorance too. Like people just don't even know.
Well, I was just getting ready to say ignorance as well, but part of it is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get it. People think only of themselves. They don't care about the next person. It's for them and their convenience only. And I will say some again.
Mm-hmm.
That's a quote and unquote. On the taxi and bus subject,
Mm-hmm.
I drive a lot and on the roads often, and especially during cruise ship days. I've noticed the taxi drivers along the waterfront, some quote unquote, will stop in the middle of the road asking people walking around if they want to ride. Holding up and they hold up traffic. And they go very, very, very slow. The turtles crawl. And then they get upset if you honk your horn. I've been cussed out. It's just absurd that we already have problems with traffic and the amount of traffic, but yet these people who are inconsiderate, only thinking of themselves, are holding up traffic. I understand they're trying to make $1. We all are. But I was yelled at and wanted to know what my hurry was. Well, my hurry is I'm working. I've got to get from point A to point B. I don't have time just to casually drive down the road. I don't know why there is not, and if there is, I know there is a taxi bus station downtown, but they need a spot where people are directed to, and they have to catch the bus or a taxi in that location. Most places have that, so why can't Cayman? Anyway, it's the way of the world. Here we go. Have a great day.
Thanks, honey. Well, it ain't going to be the way of the world around here if we got anything to do with it. Jean, good morning. She says, hi, Sandy. Can there be an enforcement by police? It should be a traffic violation. Well, it is. It is definitely a traffic violation. And unfortunately, people don't care. Now, here's what I think is going on here. Now, first of all, take your photos and send them in. This is what I'm going to recommend. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as of late, we've been forwarding these to the RCAPS and they have been ticketing people. Mind you, the ticket amount is nowhere near enough. It needs to be a minimum of $1,000 for violating the blue spot. This is where our MPs, any of them listening this morning, are y'all awake or y'all asleep at the steering wheel also? You need to increase. There's two that you need to increase immediately without any further thought. One is the blue spot violators. I want to say it's as little as $100. That's no money. Ticket them. Increase it to at least $1,000. I think that's more reasonable. Child, y'all lucky I'm not an MP, because if it was me, I would up it to $5,000. I bet you're going to think twice about, you're going to really think hard before deciding to park in that spot. $100, then I no money. For some of you, that's lunch or a dinner date or your partner money or your gambling money on a Sunday. That is nothing. You're like, yeah, I got $100. Make it something that's going to make you really think hard before you pull into a blue spot. Minimum of $1,000. If it was me in charge, I would say make it $5,000. I bet you y'all would respect that blue spot then. Okay. The other one is littering. Why are we are doing a massive campaign right now with littering? Okay. And guess what? $500 fine for littering? Honey child, the environmental hazards that are created because of y'all and your junk and littering. We finally have had what is the first time ever, I understand, a successful criminal prosecution for that derelict looking house and all the junk in the yard there in Bodden Town. They finally took them to court and got a conviction for how they're maintaining their property. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. People have to take you to court and criminally charge you to keep your house and yard looking decent? Wow. But that's another fine that is too low. That, again, should be, in my estimation, a $5,000 fine for littering. Maybe $1,000 the first offense. And then if you continue, we need to up it a little bit. So to be clear, if you have a handicap sticker, let's make sure everybody gets the message today. And it looks like this. This does not allow you, the owner of the vehicle, to park anywhere you want. For it to be attached to the vehicle, you would need one of these. You would actually need a vehicle plate that says that this is disabled. That means that that van can then park in any handicap spot. It's for the vehicle is attached to the vehicle itself. Are we now clear on how this works? So please be respectful of the blue spots. Like I said, I'm shocked that a taxi driver does not even know the difference. DVDL says, listen, we explain this to people when they get their sticker. This is only when that individual is in the car. So they should have zero excuse, no reason why they don't understand it unless they have a mental handicap, which I'm really beginning to wonder about some of y'all. It doesn't make a difference. If you have a taxi license or a taxi vehicle, none of that matters. In fact, if you had a passenger in your taxi vehicle that was not the person identified on that sticker, guess what? You can't use the sticker. You can't park in the blue spot. Okay? I hope we're clear now on exactly what the position is. If you spot someone parked in a blue spot, you need to do a couple of things. Number one, take a picture of both the front and the back of said vehicle. Look closely that the actual handicap sticker is not on display, because sometimes y'all have sent some and I've zoomed in. I'm like, uh-oh, it's actually on display. Pay attention. Now, when we send it to the RCAPS, obviously they verify. And if it's someone who has a handicap permit, they're not ticketed and it's fine. So they verify before they even call them. Having said that, I am certain that the RCAPS has also made this mistake where someone has had a sticker, but that stickered person is not in the car. And so, they just have it stuck up there and the RCAPS is like, oh, well, they have a handicap sticker, but the person wasn't there. It's the owner of the vehicle who feels like they can be lazy just because they have someone who's handicapped in their family or in their life. That's not how it's supposed to work. And, someone pointed out rightfully to me as well the following point, because they said, Sandy, think about it, right? There's so many people who actually need those spots that even if you have it for a particular family member, but that family member isn't with you, why on earth would you use it? Knowing that they're in short supply. If every single handicapped person in the Cayman Islands decided to all go out at one time, there would not be enough spots to accommodate those people. I don't know what the legal requirements are, but it looks like 1 or 2 spots per parking lot, and that's about it. And there are people with disabilities. There are people who legitimately require and need that spot. So, I would love for y'all to really start to think about other people. When I was reading some of the comments about the people reversing, I said to myself, some of y'all really need to be handicapped for like a week and see how difficult it is to get around and to get access to parking and all these other things. And then maybe you'd think twice. By the way, being fat is not a handicap necessarily, right? Some of y'all just overweight, chunky in all the wrong sections. And, again, just lazy. You want to pull up in the handicap spot so you don't have to walk far. Let me make a recommendation. You should be parking the farthest spot in the parking lot all the way in the back in the corner, because that little bit of extra exercise will do the body good, honey child. That might help you get a few pounds off. So walk. It's a beautiful thing. Comments coming in on the WhatsApp this morning. This person says, good morning. It's only when that person is in the vehicle. Thank you. Another person says, morning, Sandra. A few years ago, I saw a young lady from a neighboring island drive up and park in a handicapped parking spot at Foster's. I was in the area inside of the sliding doors. When she came inside, I asked her why she parked there. I was shocked when she laughed and started mimicking a handicapped person. Wow. I felt like punching her right in the mouth. I was so angry. Oh my gosh. The audacity. Oh, what? One day she might be in a position where she isn't going to be mimicking them. She's going to need it. Isn't that something? It's not funny, folks. And it's nothing to laugh about. None of us want to be handicapped. And honestly, you just have to respect the spot. It's as easy as that. Send your photos in. The RCIPS can ticket people based on the photo. They need to do a whole campaign around this because nobody seems to know it. Send your photos in and they will contact them and they will ticket them. And I've notified the RCIPS, don't be giving these jokers a pass, because if the sticker is in another person's name, and they are using it and abusing it, they should still get ticketed. MPs, please increase the fines. Okay. Ransford said, what? A dinner date? Where? Burger King? Listen, $100 can get you a proper dinner at a lot of places now. Don't y'all be complaining. And that's still a belly full. Mm-hmm. Damien says, littering, texting on cell phone, parking a handicap, failing to use indicators, stopping at pedestrian crossing should all be $5,000. Yes, that's the magic number. Garrett says, some people say that the color of the island is green, but wait until you see the littering problem here. It's disgusting, really. Even the liquor store has handicap spots. Well, I mean, handicapped people might drink. They want to go get a bottle of something. It's unfortunate that so many locations seem to not even have like handicap access, handicap ramps. They don't have handicap bathroom facilities. This island is kind of lacking in a lot of things for people with special needs. I'm just saying. Marshall says taxi drivers aren't the smartest people on the road. I'm not going to throw all taxi drivers under the bus, but clearly some of them need some brushing up on the road codes. Morning to Marco. All right. Let me see here. Some comments. Says RCAPS enforce it though. Yes, they will ticket them. Like I said, I've been keeping them busy sending through all these emails, and they will definitely, even those people backing out of the parking lot, RCIPS would have contacted them and they're going to get a ticket. Like I said, $100 is not enough though. They need to increase it, but they're going to be ticketed now because the proof is there. They've got the video proof. They've got the license plate number. They can run the plate. That does not have a handicap sticker attached to it. No plate attached to it. They're going to get a ticket. So the other recommendation I have, because the RCIPS always wants to know, well, what was the location? What was the time of the incident? So y'all need to download this app. I don't know about Android, but they have it for iPhone. It's called Timestamp Camera. And what it does is you can take videos as well as photos, right? And anything you take, I'm going to take one right now and show y'all. So you take a picture of it and it puts a geotag locator and the actual time that the photo was taken. So that will assist the RCIPS in having all of those identifying details. I'm sure there are other apps out there that pretty much do the exact same thing. So they can see when it occurred. If they need to go back and check any CCTV footage or anything like that of the location, they're able to do that as well. So let me show y'all. I just took a little picture here of my board with the phone app. And you see, it puts August the 28th at 9:10 and 12 seconds a.m. North Side, Cayman Islands. And this says Bordentown. Can't make up its mind if it's North Side or Bordentown. But there you go. Geolocation. And then you send this. You can send it to us if you want. We'll forward it on to the RCIPS. Again, make sure the license plate is clear. You can make out the plate here. So make sure the plate is clear and take a picture of both the front and the back. Because sometimes they have the sticker, obviously in the front is where it's supposed to be placed, and you may not see it. So take a picture of both. And the RCIPS will do their part. They'll verify, and then they'll ticket them accordingly. Ransford said a big part of the problem is that a lot of places develop without enough parking spaces. Yes, I mean, I know that. I mean, we all see, listen, Foster's Airport on a Saturday has outgrown their parking lot. Nobody in their right mind goes shopping on a Saturday because it's too many cars. When that place was built, it wasn't built anticipating the population size that we now have. And so they allocate 1 or 2 spots for handicap parking. That's still not an excuse for you to ignore the handicap parking spots just because the parking lot is full. You have to park on the side or come back later when the parking lot's not full, or have somebody drop you off and pick you up from grocery shopping. I mean, there are ways to work around that. But I definitely do get the point that parking spots are already a little bit tight. And now parking spots are going to be allocated for, electric vehicles. So some people are doing 2 spots, 1 or 2 spots for electric vehicles. At Foster's Airport, they actually have a spot for buses, a designated spot for buses to pull into. So they're trying to think and accommodate different types of people. Sarah says we should not be using the word handicap anymore. The term is disability or disabled spot or parking space or the word accessible. Well, my apologies for not being politically correct, honey chow. Honestly, Sarah, I can't even keep up, but I'll try to do better. So what do we call them now? Disabled individuals. And we're calling the spots disabled spots or parking spots. Normally I just say the blue spot and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Sandy. If they could put on the price of the fine and everything, warning, and put it in red for the handicap spots, just like how you see when you go to them private places where them private buildings where they have those parking signs or be told.
So you think the issue is people are visually handicapped and they're not seeing the blue handicap spot because it's blue?
I've seen it before. There's people out there colorblind. I mean, don't think it doesn't exist.
Well, if you're colorblind, are you going to see red versus blue? I'm just saying, is that going to make a difference?
If that was the case, stop signs would have had blue instead of green, right? I mean, like when you go in a traffic stop, it shows green to go, right? Not blue.
I don't think that has anything. What?
I don't know, Mom. Miss Sandy, real and truly, you gotta check up on that one. There's a thing on YouTube about it. But I mean, I'm just saying and just thinking about it. You don't see people parking on those little
But
areas in
Alejandro,
private spots,
even
private
if
properties, you know?
hold on a second, even if you're colorblind,
Okay,
which
go
I'm sure the vast majority of people are not colorblind, okay?
Uh-huh.
Even if you're colorblind, surely you see the sign that says, and you can read. So you're colorblind, dumb, deaf, and stupid because you can't read. You can't see the handicap, the sign that's for disabled parking. So none of that you can see because it's blue.
Yeah, well, you know,
Stop giving
remember
people
numbers.
excuses.
You know, people remember numbers better than words sometimes, you know. So if you put $500, maybe they might say, oh shit, I don't have $500. Sorry for the language. But
Language.
You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I meant
Well, I
but
mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
I agree that the fees should be increased. I mean, I don't have any
but
dispute.
it should be on the handicap signs itself. Just like the no parking spots where it says no parking or will be towed. And then you have like a fine of $75 because people run away from $75 as well, you know.
So let me try and understand what you're saying. You're saying that we need to change the color of the sign to accommodate people who 99.9% are not colorblind, and we need to put the fine on there so that you can know how much it is because that will be a deterrence.
Yeah, you know why I say that? Because there's 1 or 2 parking spots per maybe 100 parking spots that they have in the thing. So that 99.9% might just be that 0.1% person. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, just think of the you know, the statistics on it. If you put the fine there, it might just deter people from wanting to park there.
Well, Leroy is saying we should put them in hot pink. Maybe that'll make a difference.
maybe, Sandy. Or even if you put it in the rainbow colors for the ones that have all different types of
Oh,
spectrums.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, I mean, I'm just thinking outside the box, but I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Lord Jesus. Well, I don't know what kind of feathers you wanted to ruffle or not this morning, Alejandro, but sometimes it just don't make no sense. Jesus needs to step in because changing the color is not going to make a difference. Adding more words to it, in fact, I think is a horrible idea because we already have people on our roadways that can't read what's there now. Why are you adding more to it? Knowing full well that it's not going to make one iota of a difference because they can't read regardless. Colorblind people, I don't know how many people in Cayman are colorblind. I'm not saying that there aren't any. But again, certainly they can read and see, you know, that it has the little thing there that says, don't park here. That don't have nothing to do with being colorblind. And if you can't see that well enough, like if you're that blind, you shouldn't even be driving to begin with. So if the majority of color vision deficiency affects males with less than 1% affecting females. So you're talking about maybe 1 or 2% of a population being somewhat colorblind, and we're going to change the entire system to accommodate 1 or 2%? No, that doesn't make any sense. Just stop abusing the blue spot and stop looking for an excuse to do so. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy. Alejandro, or whatever his name is, he never ceased to amaze me. The mentality of these people. Christ, we got more signs on our roads that tells you what you need to do and what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Than any other place in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I said, most people still can't even read and they don't know what the signs are for.
For us to change the whole system to accommodate 2 stupid people.
Exactly. I mean, we're already dumbing down the population enough as it is. My God.
Yeah. I mean, these people got to understand they shouldn't have a license if they can't read.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. And we can't, nobody should be holding their hands. Oh, well, that is a no parking, or this is a handicap parking, or that's a catwalk, the people's walk across. What do they want the government to do?
I don't know, boy. We keep dumbing it down for those who just don't want to follow the rules.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a smart guy, but when he comes down to some of the things he talks about, he's not very smart.
Hot mess. Thank you, my love.
Okay, bye.
It's pretty simple, folks. A lot of people calling for Alejandro to be banned again this morning. Lord Jesus. Irvin says if they're dead, dumb, and blind and can't read, then they shouldn't be driving. Well, definitely if they're dead. Maybe she meant deaf, because a dead person definitely should not be driving. Irvin, did you mean deaf? Whew, I would never want to see a dead person driving. That would be the day my little heart may jump out. Soka says, so people can't see the wheelchair logo either. They shouldn't be driving. It can't be that bad. Oh my gosh. No, sir. What a hot mess. Damien says, you think if they raise the salary of security guards that they can enforce this? Both are close to the door. I don't know that that's the security guard's job. That's actually the police's job. So I don't know. Garrett says blue for handicap is not just in the Cayman Islands. It's a global color. Irvin says, even if you painted the colors of the rainbow, they still wouldn't do any better. Right? So Alejandro, his logic is red means everyone knows that. Means stop. Everyone knows that. So red means stop. So you're thinking that they're going to translate that into, oh, stop, don't park here. What if they translate it into the opposite? Because obviously we're talking about people who are really not that bright. So what if they translate it into, oh, stop, park here? How about if they're that stupid? I'm just saying. Ms. Della, good morning. Says Lakeside has blue spots, but no access to the building. And this was passed by planning. Oh my gosh. What a hot mess. I don't know, boy. These people special. Aliana says these places have security guards or something. And if they do, why aren't they active in preventing this? I think that probably they're active in trying to do other stuff. But I mean, again, that's a job for the police, right? That's a matter for the police. Anyway, DJ Yo-Yo is in the house. Says, sorry to disagree with Alejandro. I'm medically diagnosed, colorblind, but the color got nothing to do with it because the sign speaks for itself. Now, colorblind people can tell which is now. What? Now or no? Colorblind people can tell what is blue and white. What a hot mess. If you get a driver's license, it means that you did a written test and a driving test. That test in my days included traffic signs, but you should know regardless of the color of it. Exactly. I mean, I don't think the color is going to make a difference. Everton says, don't worry, Alejandro. I'm always on your side. Poor Everton. You're always on his side no matter what he says. Sometimes you just got to tell people when they're wrong. And I hate to tell you, but Alejandro, on this one, you're way off the mark. No, sir. That's a hot mess of a suggestion, actually. You can't be on someone's side just because. You got to make sure it makes sense. I'm just saying. Barbara says you've got to be the best mother and pet owner of whatever in the world with all the pat patience that you have displayed this morning. All what, pat patience? God help you and bless you. I know y'all are always like, oh God, Sandy have the patience of Job. And I'm actually not the most patient person in the world. I got to tell you, I have patience for people who actually need it. And I find most of you who are adulting don't need it. You're adults and you need to get your ish together. I have patience for dogs. Yes. And I have patience for, animals in general, and, children need patience. Old people, they're elderly now. They need a little bit of grace, a little bit of patience. That's why I went months and months and months warning that woman, stop typing in caps. I gave her about 50 gazillion warnings before I said, okay, my patience has run out. Jesus, we're going to block her today. I had a lot of patience, but everything can run dry one of these days, honey jail. This person says, ban him. Increase the fine and enforce it. Publish the numbers and names of persons fined $1,000. Well, we're doing our part. This person says, but Sandy, if someone can't read, how do they get a driver's license? Oh, honey child, please. You'd be surprised. They can't read, they can't speak English, and they're still getting a driver's license. That is a question for the DVDL, not for me. Okay. Very good. This person's away. She says, morning, hun. Let me tell you, listening to your show in the mornings makes me a little less homesick. Oh, did you permanently move overseas? What are you doing overseas, honey child? All right, let's move on. Miss Lucille says, put a robot, maybe, there to give signals. Lord Jesus. We don't need to do all that. I mean, y'all just need to follow the rules. It's not that people don't know. I don't genuinely believe that people are making a mistake. They're not colorblind. It's not that they don't see it. It's that they don't care. Right? And that's a difference. We are more and more becoming a lawless society. They don't care about immigration laws. They don't care. Wait till tomorrow's show, because I'm going to highlight someone who's broken some immigration laws, who sits on one of the immigration boards. How do y'all do this? Mind blown. And yet you're doing it. It's not for lack of understanding or not knowing. It's that you don't care. Ooh, I can pick a bone with some of y'all tomorrow. All right, let's move on from the disabled spot situation. Miss Sarah, we'll try to be more politically correct. My apologies if anybody gets offended by me using the word handicap. I can't always keep up with all the changes and dialect and what's politically correct these days, honey chill. All right. So over the weekend, there were a couple things that happened regionally of interest. One is a very, very sad story. This woman by the name of Queen, I think it's Ifrica. Is that what she goes by? It's Africa, but with an I. She has actually said, I'm guessing she's a Jamaican, a reggae artist, Queen Ifrica. She has said that her father molested her. And apparently her father is Derek Morgan. He's now 83 years old. Such a sad situation. Let me see if I can find this video and share this with you guys. You know, it's just one of those things, folks. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There are a lot of victims out there who struggle with coming to terms with what has happened to them. Some of them are never able to share their stories. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning, Miss Sandy. It's Queen Ifrica.
Ifrica.
Yes. Ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, ma'am.
All right, darling. Thanks so much. Yeah. Okay. So I got that complete. Ifrica. Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had that completely wrong. I've never even heard of her, to be honest, but I heard of her this weekend because everybody was sending me this video. I'm going to play a snippet of what she had to say, but basically, folks, sounds like a horrible situation. She's 48 years old, and she's accused her father, who's Derek Morgan, 83 years old, of raping her as a young adult. She actually recalled the encounter during a live session on Instagram. Here's a bit of what she had to say.
Then, you know, ones and ones pass through and them leave and thing and you know, the hours now, like, you know, I got one room and I one bed. So in the hours I go to bed. I go lay down on the bed. The father never go to bed, never ready to go to bed yet. And the next thing I wake up to in the hours is with my father. I penetrate me.
Lord Jesus.
I wake up in the hours to my father trying to penetrate me sexually. Hold me down in the bed. And have sex with me and tell me say,
oh, wait a minute. Somebody said it's not playing on the radio. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hold on now. Hold on. On radio, y'all can't hear that. Geez, some peace. I have to keep changing these settings so y'all can hear stuff. Hold on. Let's try it again. Can radio hear that?
You know, the hours now, like, you know, I got one room and I one bed. So in the hours, I go to bed. I go lay down on the bed. The father never go to bed, never ready to go to bed yet. And the next thing I wake up to in the hours is with my father. I penetrate me. I wake up in the hours to my father trying to penetrate me sexually. Hold me down in the bed. And have sex with me and tell me say, him wife now have no sex with him, so.
Jesus.
You have to do it with me.
Lord Jesus.
Now when you understand Daddy don't touch me there, I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father though.
Wow.
My life has been a hell since that moment. And from that moment, I begin to fight for myself, because I have to say, yo, if me drop too much, I go drop with me. So I have to hold it down.
My
so
God.
I hold it for the sake of everything and everyone. I've been holding it.
Wow.
For the sake of everything and everyone.
My God.
When are we going to break this generational curse of rape and incest in our...
So it was quite a lengthy Instagram. You can go and find it on her Instagram. You can find the full thing. I mean, just absolutely shocking. She asked the question, when are we going to break this generational curse? And I can tell you what, you know, she is 48 years old. She's finally coming to terms with what happened to her. And this is her song, apparently, she wrote years ago. Said, Daddy, don't touch me there. And now we know exactly what this song was all about. My God. Wow.
Stop it, Daddy. Daddy, stop it now. I'm going to tell on you, you know. Daddy, don't touch me there.
Lord
I'm
Jesus.
gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. Ooh, Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. Every day I wonder why my daddy had to be the one to take away my innocence. Oh, sometimes I wanna die. It feels like no one cares for me, and it's evident that something must be wrong with me. I'm not as happy as I seem to be. The long showers I take don't wash away the memories. Why do I have to face these tragedies? We go through struggles in life, I'm aware, but to have my daddy touching me, that's just not fair. Stopping from destroying my future. Believe me, he's behaving like a creature. Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. Ooh, Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. To all your mothers those out there, give a listening here. Pay attention even if the man a pastor. You have to make sure before you trust him with your daughter. Plus him will even try to take your son as brother. Watch it make we duck him with some dirty water. You can't hide no more now, you have to meet your karma. If you know say it's a go on and turn a blind eye, then your judgment a go pile up out a mile high. Get suicidal if you think it a go save you, because me sure say you not go get fishy the savior. Me just can't find a name for your behavior. It's a lucky thing we got a nosy neighbor. Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. Ooh, Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. When you feel like giving up, just shake it off and live it up. The most I will deliver you. Can't jump the rope if you not try. So wipe that tears there from your eye. Get the wings of confidence to make you fly. Tribulations are just to make you stronger. Love yourself and it will help you forget over. Any flesh where hurt a little youth will never prosper. I'm passing on the message from the master. Every day I wonder why my daddy had to be the one to take away my innocence. Oh, sometimes I wanna die. It feels like no one cares for me, and it's evident that something must be wrong with me. I'm not as happy as I seem to be. The long showers I take don't wash away the memories. Why do I have to face these tragedies? We go through struggles in life. I'm aware but to have my daddy touching me, that's just not fair. Stop him from destroying my future. Believe me, he's behaving like a creature. Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father.
Absolutely horrific, folks. I don't know who. I guess he's an artist as well. I have no idea who Derek Morgan is. But this is his daughter, and I believe her. I mean, apparently he's denying it. Of course he's going to deny it. He's 83 years old now, and he's a Jamaican musical artist. He's popular apparently in the 60s and 70s. He worked with people like Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, and others. And yeah, he's claiming that it didn't happen. Really? Your daughter is going to write a song about this some 15 plus years ago, and now she's finally coming out and saying this was her personal story. Now the song makes sense to a lot of people. It wasn't just like a song for the community. It was probably part of her self-healing process. And you think that we're not going to believe her? Child, please. Go sit your geriatric child molesting pedophile self down. It's horrible. I mean, you listen to the lyrics of that song. It physically makes you sick, actually, when you think about that there are fathers. I mean, it's bad enough that uncles and other people, but when you're a father, that is like your direct flesh and blood. You're supposed to be protecting that child from predators, and you are the predator in the home. Oh my God. But like she said, you know, we have got to really break this generational curse. And it's why every opportunity that I get, I'm going to highlight these stories. I'm going to talk about it, because I know even now people are listening to this program who themselves are victims, who have never said a word. At least she's coming forward. The father's still alive. He knows now that, you know what, your legacy is not going to be protected. I'm going to tell people what a horrible monster you are. But there are a lot of people out there who will remain silent forever. They will never share their personal stories of abuse and say who actually did it to them. You know, and I think at some point it would be great if all survivors could free themselves from this scourge and just, you know, but everybody has their own journey that they have to go through. So I'm not here to really judge that process, but she has come forward. So Queen, let me try and get the name right now. Ifrika has again come forward, and, you know, so he's claiming now that he's going to take legal action against his daughter over lies and accusations. Poor him. Poor him. Legal action, my backside. What a mess. Girl, speak your truth. It will set you free. And I suppose there should be a special place in hell for people like him. I hope God's reserving his place already. He's 83 years old. So only God knows how much time he got left. But girl, yes, speak up. You're going to help a lot of victims here today. My God. Thank you, Blackberry. Alejandra says, call it what it is, rape, not sex. Absolutely. Theophilus says she did a song about it. Really sad. Gabby says this definitely seems to be a very large issue in Jamaica. If it's not daddy, it's uncle, cousin, brother, or total strangers grabbing your poor picnic off the road and raping them in the bush. I mean, it is very, very prevalent in Jamaica. And I know, some people are going to get offended by this, but the truth should not be an offense to anybody. Years ago, I was watching something about the prevalence of child abuse and rape in Jamaica and sexual abuse, just generally speaking. It is one of the highest in the world, actually. It's really, 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 really bad. And some years ago, you guys might remember this. There was actually a physician who said that the medical profession need to speak out about what's happening there, because they're seeing babies who are like weeks and months old coming in with venereal diseases and being subjected to rape and abuse, some of them to the point where the child is actually killed in the process of being sexually assaulted. And one physician said she had had enough, and she came forward. And it's just crazy. According to the Caribbean National Weekly, there's over 10,000 cases of child abuse in Jamaica annually. That's from the Child Protection Family Services Agency. And that was 2020. And believe me when I tell you, that's reported cases. That's what they know about. And consider that this is one of the most, or if not the most, underreported offense. So if you know about 10,000 annually, you better times that times 10 to get what the real figure is. It's an epidemic of child abuse that's happening in our countries, and Jamaica is certainly no exception. Even UNICEF has talked about the abuse that's happening of children in Jamaica. Not just sexual abuse, there are other types of abuse and stuff as well, but sexual abuse is definitely way, way up the top of the list. If I can ever find that article, it's very, very hard to read. And it was quite a number of years ago. But I think it might have been the Jamaican Gleaner that ran this physician talking about these cases. And she said, we've got to stop pretending that this is not happening. And we have mothers and others in a household who know that babies and small children are being exploited and raped and sexually assaulted. And they sit back and do nothing because they want to try to keep a no good man in their life. Unbelievable. Even Al Jazeera some years ago did a piece on it as well, saying that they have one of the highest incidents of child sexual abuse in the world. Now, keep that in mind when we talk about the prevalence of it in the Cayman Islands, because it is extremely prevalent here as well. And I hate to tell you, 50% of our population, at least 50%, happens to be Jamaican nationals. So, and we're importing people from all over the world, Jamaica, Honduras, and elsewhere. And culturally, some people see nothing wrong with going after children and going after little girls. Caymanians on that list as well. I'm not picking on any nationality. I'm just giving you facts that it is very, very prevalent in a lot of places. And so we need to understand what the scourge of this is doing to our communities. I told you guys about a case. And there's a lot of academic research papers. There's one dating back to 2015 talking about the child abuse in Jamaica. OCR's request statistics for 2015. Lots and lots of reported cases. There's Oxford academic journals that have talked about abuse and stuff in Jamaica and other places as well. But the prevalence of it is pretty crazy. University of Mona has talked about children's exposure to violence in Jamaica. Studies show that at least 50% of Jamaica's adult population has been subjected to this type of abuse. That's a lot, 50%. And like I said, it's still underreported. So it's probably more like 65, 70% of your population. You're in the minority if you're not being subjected to sexual abuse in certain jurisdictions. It's horrific. My God. Parents, you've got to be vigilant at all times, to protect your children. I see some parents here in Cayman send their children abroad, Jamaica, Honduras, other places for the summer. Even like we saw that case the other day of the young lady who came here from Jamaica and her Jamaican uncle here allegedly raped her. This to me is a real setup of your children. Listen, I know y'all think you need a break. Summer comes around, you're like, oh, can I just get a couple months with no kids? Once you decide to have children, no, you don't get a vacation from having your children. Sorry. It just doesn't quite work that way. And the last thing I would recommend in the world is to send your children overseas. The environment, oh, well, I guess send them with their granny. Really? You might not have to worry about the granny doing anything, but what about the people around your granny? She's a granny. She's not paying attention 24/7 to your child. I am hyper vigilant when I travel with my child, whether it's Miami or Jamaica. I go into bathroom stalls with her because I've seen horrific stories coming out of the Walmart where the little 4-year-old goes in the stall. Her dad is standing outside waiting for her. And there's a guy who's high in crack inside the bathroom stall that rapes the 4-year-old. Right in Florida. So, call me a helicopter parent, call me crazy, whatever. I'm going to be there in the stall watching. This is how vigilant you have got to be. Cousins, don't allow your children to go walking off with cousins in the bushes. Nothing good comes of that. Even here in the Cayman Islands. We've got Caymanian children, multi-generational Caymanians, who their cousins have molested them. Right? You've got to be having conversations with your children, but trust me on this, prevention is so important here. Once it's happened and your children are damaged and they're suicidal and they're, suffering from all sorts of mental health issues because of abuse, I'm not going to say it's too late for them. They can still hang on, but they're damaged. Try to prevent it from happening. Don't be so lackadaisical about what you allow your children to do and where you allow your children to go. Sleepovers, what's that? That don't exist in my book. I told my daughter from day one, because she watches Little Pepper Pig, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a sleepover. She asked me about that. I said, honey, we do not have sleepovers. Under no circumstances you sleeping over at nobody's house. Yeah, sorry. It ain't gonna happen. Y'all know my husband's from Jamaica. Will my daughter ever be going to Jamaica by herself? I don't think so. I'll be there. Oh, we need to make a trip, then I'm going. She's not even going with dad alone. I'm sorry, because he's just not as vigilant as he needs to be. He's sitting down, eating a plate of food, and my daughter gone off in some room with a cousin. Oh, hell to the no. It ain't happening. Y'all don't have a clue. I'm there. The little kid's like, why does your mom always want to play with us? I want to play Dolly too. You want to go show her a dog outside or a bird? I'm coming. I'm right there with you. Yes, it's a little bit weird, but these are things that you have to do to protect your kids. And don't feel no way about it. I've had arguments with people. Well, what, you don't trust us with your daughter? Nope, I don't. Don't get insulted and don't feel no way about it. It's because I see too many stories and I hear too much stuff about these so-called family members that you're talking about you trust. Trust who? I don't think so. Her own father. He should have his, chopped off. Ugh, disgusting. Tell me he gonna sue her. Girl, Queen Ifrika, speak your truth. This man, I don't care if he was 100 years old. I'm glad that you have finally been able to speak up. Now, according to him, he claims that she's a disgrace to the Morgan family. Yeah, right. You're a wealth of lies and accusations, and this is why our lawyers are on the case. Hear him now, Ina. She says that she's had an estranged relationship with him because of her mother, but reached out to him as an adult, and she alleged that he raped her when she stayed at his Kingston home one night, inspiring her advocacy for domestic abuse survivors. She said that the incident inspired her 2009 hit, Daddy, which tackles incest. And Morgan, again, has shared a video of a 2017 interview where she detailed how the song materialized. Well, the thing is, right, you will find that a lot of people deal with abuse in different ways, and they come to terms with it, in different ways. So she may have previously denied, although she wrote the song, she may have denied that the song had anything to do with her, or that had anything to do with, her own personal abuse or whatever. So she might have made up a narrative around how the song came about. That doesn't mean that that was the truth. She still hadn't reached the place in her journey where she was going to say, this is a personal song. I wrote this because my father raped me, and this is incest. And, she wasn't ready. But I mean, when you listen to the lyrics, I think anybody with a little bit of sense is like, wow, this sounds personal. I tell you that. Obviously she's, the video is a little bit different because in that case, the man actually got arrested. She said, to the mothers, pay attention. The neighbors saw something. The neighbors are talking. Oh, what a hot mess. I tell you what. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about him. That his Derek Morgan. Is he related to the other Morgan guy? What his name is again? What's the one that comes here all the time? He's another, I think, reggae artist or whatever, old time reggae. But anyway, just be very, very vigilant, folks. That's the bottom line. All right. Good morning, Miss Rose. Leroy says, got an extra folding chair. If you want one, trust me, he'd be getting more than an extra folding chair from me. Yeah, don't do sleepovers with your children. Believe me, you have no idea what you're setting your children up for. Miss Elaine says, whenever my 4-year-old grandbaby visits her other grandma, my daughter searches her as soon as she gets back home, and I'm waiting to kill someone. If anything happens to her, I told her grandma to keep her. I mean, listen, we all have an idea of what we want to do once something has happened. But if a child is damaged, in my mind, it's already a little bit late in the day. What you do is avoidance, prevention. Talk to your children, no matter how young they are. There's age-appropriate conversations that you can have with them, so that if something starts to happen, because a lot of these people groom your children, and how is a 4-year-old going to know that they are being groomed? They don't know what's going on. This person, 20 years old, 25, 30, they got years of experience on these babies. They have no clue what's going on. So something could be afoot and your child doesn't think it's weird or different. They don't even tell you because they're children. They're so naive. They're so innocent. So that's what I'm saying to you. The best way to protect your children, folks, is to really curtail the exposure that they have to people. The fewer people in their lives, the better. Be very, very vigilant and trust nobody. Diana says, I told my daughter, don't even ask about a sleepover because it's never happening. That's right. Bink says he probably raped so many others. I hope that they can speak out also. Yeah, I mean, normally it's not just one victim. Miss Olive says, Leroy, I have 6 granddaughters. That's 6 folding chairs for me. Child, it'd be more like a bullet. I can tell you the truth. Vanessa says, I don't trust anyone with my daughter, and she's 20. Olive is saying, did you hear what her brother said? No, I haven't heard anything more about the situation, to be honest. But just really disgusting. So Sydney says yes is his son. So what's the other Morgan's name again? That's one of his sons? Well, I can't remember his name. What's his name? The one that's always coming here. Whatever his name is. That's his son? Where the heck his name is again? I can't remember. But anyway. Yes, child. Don't trust them. That's all I can tell you. This person said, good day. When possible, please forward to me a list of names and reasons, including Makiva, for the reasons their honors were revoked. Ugh. I'll send you the article. Gramps Morgan, are they related? I'll send you the article. Interestingly enough, speaking about that, a lot of the people who are on that list are sexual deviants, accused of rape and other things. We didn't go through all of them because it's quite a long list of people to that caller. But this person says Gramps Morgan is not his son. That's not who I'm thinking about, though. I'm thinking about another Morgan. Heritage Morgan. What's his name? Not his name isn't Gramps Morgan. What's his name? Morgan Heritage. Oh, so Gramps Morgan is part of Morgan Heritage, but he's not related to this guy. Okay. All right. What a hot mess. Somebody else was asking if he's part of Morgan Heritage as well, but I'm being told no. Morgan Heritage is a group, all family. Oh. All right. Let's continue the conversation. So let me see if I can find you. I'll try to find that article about Bush. It doesn't really go into every single person. I think, I don't know if we have time to go through all the details of every single person on that list. Some of them have had their OBEs for quite some time. The bottom line, though, is when you see the reason why the others have been stripped of it, and Makiva has been stripped of it because of his criminal offenses, which he denies, which is a bold-faced lie. This man needs to start learning how to tell the truth, to be quite frank and honest. It's really, really unfortunate. The disgrace that has caused on the people of the Cayman Islands. And I saw over the weekend that the Caribbean publications started to pick up on the story as well about Bush having his OBE taken from him. What a mess. So somebody says, no, it's not. Their father died. So they're not related to the Morgan Heritage. The situation. All right. Okay. All right. This person says, I'm related to them. To who? To Queen Africa? What is it? Africa? Okay, this person's sending some notes to me. All right. All right, folks. Yeah, they're not family, it seems like. Gramps Morgan is from Morgan Heritage Band, but could be family. I mean, Morgan, I suspect, is probably a relatively common name. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be family. But what a thing. Wow. And, just because someone is a celebrity, politician, whatever, that doesn't mean they're not a child molester. Look at R. Kelly. Look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby been raping women for years. And getting away with it and drugging them and joking about it. And those of you who talk about, oh, Bill Cosby, they only went after him because he's a black man, you need to go read his deposition. The man has admitted to drugging women. Why would you have to drug women? Why would you have to drug women and have sex with them? That means it was not consensual. That's rape, Bill Cosby. I don't know what you're calling it. Paying people off. Oh my gosh. Just unbelievable. And they get a pass because of their celebrityism. Michael Jackson, he's another one. You think I doubt that Michael Jackson was a pedophile? No sensible adult man wants little boys sleeping in their bed with them for weeks at a time. So yes, I believe his victims too. He was damaged. Something happened to him as a child. That father he had, y'all better look and see what he was doing to girls in his family. He's another sick one. Joe Jackson, is he still alive? These predators seem to live a long life, honey child. Absolutely disgusting. Let me take a commercial break and compose myself, because I tell you what, if I start thinking too much on these things this morning. All right, take a commercial break, folks.
Burger King summer specials just keep getting better. Introducing the newest limited edition to hit the menu, King Wings. Fried, lightly salted, unbreaded, and delicious chicken wings at BK. Complete with your choice of buffalo, barbecue, or sweet and sour sauce. Whether you're feeling snacky or want a feast fit for a king, Burger King summer specials has got you covered. The all-new King's Wings have landed at Burger King. Grab them late at 7 Mile Beach or Red Bay. Open till midnight Thursdays and 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
Hi, I'm Leah Archibald. I graduated from UCCI with a bachelor's degree in business administration, and now I have my master's degree from Nottingham Trent University in the UK. I chose to study local and go far. Right now, UCCI is accepting applications for their fall 2023 semester. Do you want to study local and go far? You can, with a world-class university right here at your doorstep. To learn more, visit ucci.edu.ky. Classes start August 28th.
STEPS participant, if you're wondering why the STEPS team can't get your blood sugar or cholesterol data directly from your doctor, the answer is simple. Your personal medical information is private and confidential. This is why we need you to participate in Step 3, so that we can collect the data we need with your informed consent. So please say yes to Step 3. For more information, call the STEPS team 936-4969.
For 20 years, we've committed to helping the people of the Cayman Islands live longer, healthier, and happier lives. But healthcare and the expectations of patients are rapidly evolving, and so must we. We have made incredible clinical and technological advancements and achieved JCI accreditation, the internationally recognized gold seal of approval for patient safety and quality of care. So it's time for our image to reflect our transformation from a local hospital to a world-class healthcare authority, with a new logo that symbolizes national duty and pride, a statement that reinforces our commitment to our patients every step of the way, with colors as bold as our mission to provide the highest quality healthcare. Dynamic, professional, skilled, committed, caring. This is HSA.
Meanwhile, at the Burger King's castle.
Underling, what news? Sire, behold, the fiery jalapeno cheese.
You might say it's jalapeno.
Please don't, sire. It's jalapenos with spicy cream cheese sauce and American cheese.
And it's jalapeno?
Please, sire. Introducing the new fiery jalapeno cheese at Burger King. Flame grilled patties covered in jalapenos, spicy creamy cheese sauce, and American cheese. Available in extra long and king size for a limited time only. Grab it late at 7 Mile Beach or Red Bay. Open till midnight Thursdays and 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
It's jalapeno face.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
Recover Personal Injury Attorneys, helping injured people get what they deserve. Did you know that insurance companies have lawyers that represent their interests? Before signing and accepting any settlement, know your rights. Call us today for a free consultation at 924-9999. That's 924-9999. Recover. Your personal injury attorneys are on standby to assist.
Welcome back, folks. I have a couple of things that I'm actually working on for you guys. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about, like I said, a shocking set of immigration infractions. I just don't know what's wrong with you all. But, you know, this morning we were talking about abuses of the blue spot. And somebody sent this picture again. Look at this one. Here's a, something I can't quite make out the first part. Water sports company parking their Toyota van. This looks like Rankin Plaza in a blue spot. Come on, folks. Is that Brown's Water Sports? I can't make out what the first part of it is. Rowan or Brown or something. What's wrong with you people? Seriously? I mean, listen, the ongoing violations are just ridiculous. So we'll send this to the RCIPS. Please fine them. Like I said, the fine needs to be closer to $1,000, not $100. And these people might finally start to recognize that you cannot park. And you know what? Where he's parked there's actually a couple medical facilities in this building. What if somebody come in there, just had surgery in their knee, and they have their sticker and they need that spot? Dude. Oh. Anyway, if we got to post y'all every single day, we gonna post y'all. And you know what? Do not send me any foolish messages asking me to remove it. It's not going to be removed. And then on top of it, we're gonna send it to the RCIPS and have them ticket you as well. Y'all gonna learn by hook or by crook, one way or the other. All right. Let me see who's messaging me here now. This person over here, 1 second, says, oh, okay. Okay. All right, let me see. So I got a bit of good news this morning. Sandra Miller says, I don't know what to tell you about what? MJ, no mercy for them. Rapists. Yes, trust me. What a hot mess. Miss Aline says they just want to be famous because they know you're watching. Well, we need to make them famous in their pocketbooks. Seriously. Ransford says, seize the bus, auction it, and sell the money, give the money to charity. Like I said, just increase the fees. That will go a long ways. Okay, folks. So 936 Bobo is the telephone number. So we've got, let me just check something here. Oh yes, did you guys see the robbery in Jamaica this weekend? What a hot mess that was. I think they've already made some arrests. This one might have been solved very, very quickly because apparently one of the robbers was on social media with a wad of cash flashing around his money and stuff. Don't be stupid. You're bad enough you're a robber, but on top of that, you're stupid. You're a stupid robber. Well, I guess thank God because they caught them relatively quickly. But check this out. Broad daylight. They love to go. They're brazen. And there were actually people, innocent people, bystanders who were injured in this. Some were shot. I don't think anybody was killed, but people did receive some injuries from this. But imagine just walking around your business, minding your own business in Mandeville, and then this goes down. My God. They're not just robbing the money bus or what's it called? The Brink security van. They're going with like all kind of, that looks like what, an AK-40, what do they call AK, what, 46, 45, 40, I don't even know what the heck these weapons are. Big time machinery, shooting at people. I was like, wow. These people recording it from at one point they said, here comes the money bag. It's so heavy. They're trying to drag it. And then at one point they actually turned and shot at these people looking out the window. I could swear that's what that guy just did. That's what they did. And they're like, what the heck? Look at that. I mean, look at the bag. The bags are so heavy. They're driving them. They went in multiple vehicles. But the crazy thing about this is, so there's one of the vehicles driving off now. He wasn't even in the vehicle yet. But I mean, the crazy thing about this, folks, is like I said, so brazen, in broad daylight, don't have a care in the world for the safety of anybody. So my understanding is they've actually arrested some people. Some of them actually used to work for the security company. That's no surprise. That is really no surprise there. So I think they have a number of these guys arrested. You know, I don't know how much money that is. The bags look heavy enough, but then, you know, like 300,000 Jamaican dollars is only like, what? Is that $1,000 US? How much is that? Somebody do the math for me. Like, I don't know how much money they're getting, but geez, is it going to be worth going to jail for or potentially losing your life? Because, you know, AK-47, I think it was they were using. Anyway, they get involved in a shootout. And next thing you know, they're dead because the Jamaican police not going to play with you. You get a JDF officer. They're not going to be like, oh, they're not like the RCIPS. Oh, we're just going to tase you. No, they're going to take out a gun. You're shooting at them. They're going to shoot you back and they're going to kill you and throw you in the back of a van. And then somebody records that and sends that around on social media. That's how they roll. Strong Wilt says, what about the shooting in Miami? It actually wasn't Miami. It was we posted it as well. Hold on now. There was a shooting this weekend, another one in America, because, you know, they believe in their mass shootings. They're another hot mess of a situation. So they actually had a shooting on Saturday, I believe. Yes, at Jacksonville. So multiple people were killed during an active shooting situation in a Dollar General store. Child, are you afraid to even go into like stores and stuff in Miami because you're like, you don't know when a crazy person's going to walk into a store or a mall or whatever and go off and kill people. And they say that the sad thing about this is this was actually racially motivated. So it was near Edward Waters University, which is a small, historically Black university. And the person who happens to be Caucasian went in there looking to kill Black people. My God, what a horrible situation. Really, really disgusting. So yes, one of the thieves, somebody sent it, posted it on social media. Send me his video. As long as it doesn't have any profanity in it, send it to me because I'll play it. But apparently I saw something about it, yes, that he actually posted his wad of cash and he was like talking about it, whatever. These people are not bright. They want to be flashy. Let me just confirm that it has no profanity in it. And then I can show you guys him not bright, none at all. Cedric Powell. Oh, Lord. I hope you're not related to no Powells in Cayman. But there you go. What a hot mess. So, yeah, he was being bossy. And you know what bossy gets you when you're a criminal? Jail time, if you're lucky. It was rumored that it was $100 million. That's Jamaican dollars, right? So how much is 100 million Jamaican dollars in US? Thank you, Miss Suzette. Miss Brenda's in the house. Brenda Archer, thank you. Evelyn says those bags have millions in them. Don't block me now for typing in caps. No, honey gel. You can type one word. If you type every single day, every single thing in caps, then I'd have to have a conversation, Evelyn. So 2 bank workers also being investigated. Normally these things are inside job, because they're telling you, oh, the van is here right now. Because you see, what they do is they try to, I'm sure these companies change up the dates of arrival and pickup and whatever. So if somebody's watching them, they're not being entirely consistent about that. But somebody says he's not part of the robbery. He posted this long before this robbery. He came on the air to clear it up. Oh, okay. So he's not part of that situation. But still, he does not look like he is, the type of person that would have a job giving him a wad of cash. I won't play the audio. I'm told that it has profanity at the end of it. He says the F word at the end, so we won't play it. But so people were linking him to this, and apparently Cedric Powell has come out and said, no, this was his money from something from before. But come on now, dude. This money is from where? This money is from a job? Because this don't look like legit money no matter how you slice it. Maybe it wasn't this robbery, but this don't look like money that you get from being gainfully employed. Your employer not gonna give you a wad of cash and a bag like that wrapped. It almost looks like it still has the wrapping, like, when the banks wrap money, see the yellow piece there? It looks like it's still properly wrapped up. I mean, are you able to go to a bank and walk out with, like I said, I don't know how much that actually is in cash, but do banks give you that kind of money to say, here you go, just walk around with this? That looks a little suspicious. I'm just saying, I'm no detective in Jamaica now, but I'm just saying it still looks suspicious. So $1 million Jamaican dollars is only $6,459. That's not no money. That is no money. $6,000 spread between how many people you think pull that off? At least 5 guys? Sure. You split that up, you might have a weekend of fun, and then you're off to jail. No, sir. I don't know, boy. It's crime does not pay. So they have arrested some people, though, I believe. Let me just check. I think they've arrested a few people with this already, but yeah, they actually think it was an inside job, which, like I said, makes complete sense that it would be. For both from the Brinks, the trucking company, as well as the potentially the bank. All right, so congratulations to Jamaica. They did well. The World Athletics wrapped up, I think it was yesterday or Saturday. It wrapped up on Saturday. Wait a minute. Valerie says no. It's $685,000 is 100 Jamaican. No. That's not right. It's 100. Wait a minute. How much money you say this? 100 million or 1 million? How much was it? 1 million is 6,000. Oh Lord, y'all confusing me now. All right, hold on. What's the exchange rate for Jamaican dollars now? Let me see. So if you had 10 million Jamaican dollars in US, so 10 million Jamaican dollars in US is 64,000. Okay. So if you have 100 million Jamaican dollars, that is 645,000. Okay. But was it $100 million? I don't think it was that much. So the exchange rate is about 1 to 64, 65. So 1 million Jamaican dollars is 6,459. Did they say how much they got away with? I don't know. But anyway, congratulations to Jamaican athletes. They did very, very well in Budapest. Hungary, there was the world champs over the last week. Poor Miss Stacy. She'd been watching it every day and getting excited. They did well, of course, in the relays. did they place in the long jump? I can't remember if they got anything in the long jump, but I know that for sure the 4x400 meters, they won that. Did they take gold in that? They got silver medals, and it apparently propelled the island to its second best medal count in history. So congratulations there. They finished fourth in the medal table with 12, 3 gold, 5 silver, and 4 bronze medals. And this is their second best world championship medal haul, following 2009 when they had 13. Wow, so they almost were matching it. The U.S., of course, they always go with a very, very strong contingent. So they took home, they won the medal count with 29 medals total, 12 gold, 8 silver, and 9 bronze. And let's see. Yeah, but they did well. I mean, Jamaica representing the Caribbean and did extremely well in the World Championships. All right, so check out the sports section. I think Renee might have done a story on it if she hasn't already. I'll remind her to post that up. So yeah, lots of athletes out there performing and giving their best. I noticed there was some competition over the weekend for gymnastics. I love watching a really good gymnastics competition. Some of the gymnasts though are kind of getting up in age and they're still at it. Did you know that people who participate in gymnastics actually stunt their growth? This is something I didn't know, and I read this some years ago, that apparently all those flips and hits and whatever, you notice how they have a particular body type? They tend to be very, very short and sometimes a little bit stocky because it takes a lot of muscular strength to do those flips and lands and whatever. But they don't tend to be, you hardly ever see a gymnast that is like tall. And the reason for that is because when they start young and they start doing all these flips and whatever maneuvers, the impact of those maneuvers actually stunts their growth. It stops them from growing, basically. I was like, oh, well, that kind of explains why they all look so short, to be honest. I've always wondered, why do they look, they all are very, you know, we think, oh, just only petite people get in the world of gymnastics. It's not really so much that. It is that they actually, you know, the process of what they do impacts their growth. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So anyway, they were flipping around and doing stuff. I guess when's the next Summer Olympics coming up? I don't even know. But a lot of these athletes are getting ready for summer and winter Olympics, and you know they're performing all year round. So another young lady from Jamaica came 5th in the high jump competition as well. All right, so congratulations to them. All right, so I've got a bit of good news this morning. You'll hear it here first, of course, because we like to bring it to you. A bit of a surprise announcement. Hold on now. Hold on. Let me show y'all. I'm going to see if I can get some video footage. 1 second. All right. Y'all ready for this? Exciting news. Okay. You know that we have really been at this for a minute. So give me 1 second here. You guys are not going to believe what has finally happened. They say sometimes you just got to patiently wait and wait and wait. And they say supposedly good things come to those who wait, honey child. So we got a bit of good news. I'm just grabbing the videos and stuff. Hold on 1 second here. Right. Let me show you all this. Bit of good news. Woot woot. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. Video number 1. Oh gosh, that one. Hold on. I might have to resave that one. Hold on. We are so tickled pink. So last week, the National Roads Authority was busy working extra hard. They've been working on a lot of projects. They're doing the East-West Arterial, Rex Creighton Boulevard extension. They are in town down past what's that other one called? Going into the like before you get to the farmers market. What's that intersection called again? Anyway, they've been working on that down on the end of the Linford Pearson. They have just been really, really busy. And one of the things that they've been busy doing, hold on, let me see where my little video went now. Oh gosh, where did the video go? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Let me get the right video for you. One of the things that they have been busy getting done is this. Look at this, folks. Look, yeah. The paving of the road down in West Bay. Remember the road with that crazy American fella there trying to block this road from going in? And he did everything in his power. Lord knows he tried and he tried and he tried to block the road. But you know what, folks? It was really only a matter of time. The government, remember we were down there a couple years ago protesting down by the Adams family. It's called Lisa Lane. Yes, honey child, it is finally done. Almost done. They've actually put the topping on it. Let me just show you all 1 second here. And this is such a good job. It looks good. Argument done. I think he's still trying to sue the government for God knows what, him and Mr. Crosby. What Crosby's last name is again? I can't remember his name. Not Solomon, Crosby Ebanks, I think. He's Ebanks. Anyway, happy to say that the road is in. It is now a public road. Hallelujah. I think I'm going to go down there today and drive it, in fact. See it here? Nicely paved. Look at that. So now the Adams family can get to their home without people blocking the road, because you know it's an offense to block a public road now. So if he tries to block a public road, the police will definitely arrest his behind and throw him in jail. So here it is. Public road. Now the utility companies can put up lights on this public road. They can run proper, telecom and everything down to the residences in this area. And nobody can stop you now from driving down Lisa Lane. Isn't this beautiful? We need to go down there and have a block party. Make sure we get permission now because it is a public road. Vicky says, good road. Praise the Lord. Irvlin says, yes, let's dance. He's going to fling stones now, says Irvlin. Well, if he does that, he'll definitely get arrested by the authorities. So thank you to the National Roads Authority, Ministry of Roadworks. That's Mr. J. Ebanks. Leroy says the Water Authority will have it dug up in a week. Oh, Lord Jesus. Hopefully not. If they do, they need to pave it and fix it back properly. But yes, there it is. I'm going down there today, honey chill. And I'm going to take myself some nice video footage of the road. And I'm going to keep y'all updated. Doesn't it look beautiful, though? Looking good. Looking good. Finish it off, NRA. Finish it off. So that's a bit of celebratory news this morning. Congratulations again. Finally, that dispute, well, I don't know about the dispute part, but at least the road is in. That man is something else. And you know what? I think he's still so salty about it. Somebody told me he's not on island because I guess he couldn't take the pressure of seeing them pave the road right by his house. So good. Good. Yes. Well done. Absolutely love it. What a hot mess. Let me just check my notes here and see if there's anything else I want to tell you. All right. So folks, of course, ahead of the storm developing into a hurricane, there's an advisory that would have come out at 10 o'clock. Again, 3 hours satellite pictures they have up, 65 miles per hour winds. What is anticipated to go from tropical storm Idalia to hurricane Idalia as Florida, Tampa area, Sarasota, all those guys, St. Pete, start to prepare for this. Please, folks, prepare well in advance. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.